Previously on Dark Heresy.
As the, as the battle raged against the intruders in your home, and I apologise, this is much longer than it needs to be, but it's too late. A vile denizen of the warp charged from the corridor and entered the fray. The demon's presence seemed to cause a multitude of effects, paralysing some of the remaining troopers and even the fearsome Canny with fear. Causing Pench's already fractured mind to become completely unhinged. Only Mortalis, Les, Ferenus, Vernetta, and Gladstock seemed unaffected. The demon, it seemed, was utterly focused on Trantia, enraged at the affront of being dragged from the warp against its will. It charged into her, and the Psyker The Psyker fainted in fear at the sight of the beast, allowing it to hack into her with its huge axe. With her entrails spilling across the tiled floor of the foyer, Gaius and Les barreled into the creature, smashing it down with a series of powerful blows before it dissipated back into the warp. The huge axe it had carried, however, fell to the floor with a clang. The remaining troopers, clearly terrified of the beast and beginning to wonder who they were dealing with, threw down their arms in surrender. Gaius attempted to pick up the demon's axe. Perhaps it was his innate purity, or perhaps it was something else entirely. But the axe crumbled to dust at his touch. I'm really struggling to speak. Following the orders of Gladstock, the most gravely wounded, Trantia, Otto and Titulos, were taken to the infirmary, where Pench began tending them immediately, after a little chemical assistance from Cammy. Cammy? Siegfried secured the entrance. Gaius assisted Praxis in securing the prisoners, and Canny began clean-up duties, dragging the bodies off to the cold storage room in the basement. Gladstock told Siegfried that the priority was to re-establish power and secure the mansion. He also told Lord von Morton that a couple of Lord Eldon's men and a pair of undercover sanctuaries had been caught snooping around the mansion a few days earlier, and that Mesmeron had interrogated them. Some of those people were used in Gaius's sin eater ceremony. The Inquisitor had discovered that the sanctuaries had been drawn to Joytown, to the 13th hostel in particular, after detecting someone trying to access their data cores for intel on a number of nobles in Hive Desalium. The agents sent to investigate had staked out Joytown for a few days after being unable to find anything, and had spotted Gaius, Canny, Siegfried and Trantia coming and going from the 13th hostel, all of whom were wanted by the sanctuaries for the kidnapping of Lord Lance Gulgian and the murder of his bodyguard, Sank Strenwell. The sanctuaries had been watching the 13th hostel for some time, the prisoner confessed, seeing each of you coming and going to the hostel, sometimes in the company of others not on the watch list of the sanctuaries. The two undercover sanctuaries then attempted to follow you, they confessed, into the hostel, but they found nothing but the empty space of room 1313, and so had reported back to their superiors and awaited further orders, at which point they were captured by Gladstock. Meanwhile, two more men, this time of Lord Eldon's, were captured, and they revealed that they had been issued with pictures of Gaius, Otto, Vernetta, and Ferenus. Surveillance pictures from the Shattered Foundry, it appeared. They too had been sent to Joytown, to the 13th hostel in particular, to find the people that had stolen something from their lord. Lord Eldon's men reported that they had been under orders to make daily reports to their lord on the comings and goings of those who had stolen from his foundry, but of course they hadn't made a report in a couple of days either, after Gladstock had found them snooping around. As Siegfried watched from the mansion's front door with Gladstock, Gaius spent some time questioning the prisoners that he had taken to the cells, learning that they too were Lord Eldon's men, and then once again executed one of them before gaining any valuable intel. Down in cold storage, Canny did what Canny does best as he packed away the corpses of Lord Eldon's men. The pit fighter encountered Gladstock, who saw him sever an arm from one of the dead men and then leave. Canny then met with Spring, who, as requested, had brought him some thrones. She explained to Canny that she hadn't really been sure what thrones were, but she had asked Trantia, or Trauma as she called her, who had explained the concept of currency to her, and added that Canny hadn't needed to threaten her. She could have just been asked to steal for him, and she would have done it anyway. Vernetta then attempted to get the power back on in the mansion and found herself in a strange digital construct in which Alyssa manifested. It seemed Alyssa was able to manipulate the structure and form of this odd realm at will. Venetta and Alyssa spoke for some time, and the disembodied psyker girl grew angry at the mention of her father. Venetta offered to protect her from Lord Eldon, but said they needed the power back on first, and eventually Venetta managed to persuade Alyssa to re-establish power. But, fucking spiderweb, Alyssa told Venetta that there was a hole in the tech priest's head, which was how she'd got inside her and hitchhiked to the mansion. She also expressed something of an interest in Gaius, calling him very brave, and then asked who Persephone was. She then warned that they were not alone and that someone was watching them inside this digital playground. With the power back on, the mansion began to repair itself. Siegfried witnessed the door rebuilding itself, and then headed to the armoury to acquire a new weapon from Les. On his way, seeing the blood and damage to the foyer had vanished. Canny then met with Gladstock in the kitchen, and they shared a home-cooked meal together that the interrogator had prepared. The hybrid told Canny that he cared not if they liked one another, only that the pit fighter showed respect to Inquisitor Mesmeron and followed orders. He also mentioned that they were not so different in some ways, but very different in others. Canny asked him how he was supposed to move the mansion. Gladstock offered to show him how it was done, and explained he did not understand the mansion himself, but there were two doors, one of which is currently in Joytown, one is on the Reckless Endeavour in orbit. Only those with permission can enter the mansion, and only those implanted with the tracking devices could navigate its interior without becoming lost and disorientated. Mesmeron then summoned the Acolytes to her study and explained that while preparing tomorrow night's dinner plan, she had time to piece things together in her mind. She believed that Felroth Gelt had broken her will with a psychic trap inside Seraph's mind, which had activated on her freeing the assassin from the demon Speyer. She had isolated herself for some time in the mansion after this, seemingly her will broken. Eventually, it seemed, she was visited by Inquisitor Soldavan, who she believed had somehow tricked her or manipulated her into resuming her hunt for Felroth Gelt. She also believed that Soldavan had placed the files she found in her personal cogitator, files that belonged to Inquisitor Varak, which detailed information on the black cylinder his team had found in a crashed shuttle on Scintilla. She also found in those files an unpursued lead on the black cylinder which led into Dramar district, and some potential recruits Varak had assessed but not followed through with. These were the files Mesmeron was accused of stealing, one of the many crimes of which she has been accused, along with the faking of the death of Inquisitor Lystug to gain access to Dramar district, which is where, of course, Siegfried and Gaius first met. She explained that Soldavan had never before shown the ability to carry out such mental manipulation, and only her former mentor, the long-dead Inquisitor Actoros, had ever shown such talent. She believed that Soldavan had somehow manipulated her into carrying out a number of other crimes too, including attacking Pandora Station, and also somehow tricked her into coming here to Desilium. She suspected that the trauma of Seraph leaving the mansion after learning that Speyer still lived, coupled with Gladstock's incessant questioning of when she learned of the black metal of the cylinder and the orbs, had somehow caused her mind to fracture once more, throwing her into a psychic coma. Whilst in the coma, she explained, she had been approached by Alyssa, who had offered to heal her mind. Using Jeeves, Alyssa had created a potent cocktail of drugs that would utterly destroy Inquisitor Mesmeron's mind, but she believed that Mesmeron had the power to not only heal her body, but also her damaged psyche, and it appears that Alyssa has been correct. She used Jeeves to inject the Inquisitor with the drugs. Mesmeron's altered brain was destroyed, but her powers rebuilt it. Mesmeron's memories came flooding back to her at that moment. Mesmeron also suggested that Gladstock too had been tampered with, and that his memory of returning to the mansion a year ago was false, and that he had returned the day Soldavan had visited the mansion a month before he left for Desilium. At the mention of this, Gladstock began vomiting thick black goop and seemed to be struggling to retain his composure. Alyssa then spoke up, explaining that she had read the Inquisitor's files on everyone. She referred to the Inquisitor as Miss Machenko. Mesmeron seemed alarmed by this, ordering you all out of the room, but as you left, Siegfried lingered a moment and overheard a final exchange between the Inquisitor and your uninvited houseguest, as Alyssa asked what a famulous marriage was, and who was Persephone, the same name that Venetta had asked about. Sorry, that she had asked Finetta about. Okay, with all that bullshit done, let's commit some heresy. I mean, let's stop people committing heresy.
I'm dressed to commit heresy, so don't disappoint, Dave. Give me the opportunity.
You are outside Mesmeron's study, Gladstock, and most of the other acolytes. First things first, Gaius, roll a d5.
Oh, where have I put you all? Come back. Sorry, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button there. I was trying to reduce my screen down. D5. I'll have to write it. What was it? /
Space d5.
Space D5, yeah. I know I have to ask every time, but
Adjusting where I put this.
4. Do I get 4 wounds back then?
Not exactly. You gain 4 corruption points.
Yeah.
Which I have added to your character sheet. That puts you on 13.
You're learning from the most evil GM. GM.
1 second.
Not the competition.
I have a skill here to half them and get rid of corruption points.
You do.
Give me a second. Let me have a look at my character sheet. 'Cause I don't want to accept these.
Embrace the corruption.
Corruptor.
Embrace it.
I can't with Gaius.
Embrace the darkness.
Dark Soul, half penalty for malignancy tests. So
yeah, that's not a malignancy test, is it?
Oh, wait a second. Malignancy test.
Take half penalty for malignancy tests. Let's just double check what that does.
I think
malignancy is when you gain 10.
Yeah, I mean the Dark Soul part. Let's read the exact wording, because that's my abbreviation of it. Soul is darkly stained, making you resilient to the effects of corruption. Whenever you are called to make a malignancy test, you take half the normal penalty. So you gain the same number of corruption points.
But then I half it.
But you half the result of the malignancy test. The effect. Take half the normal penalty. So, okay. So you won't be taking a penalty anyway because it's your first level.
Yeah. I think the way I interpret it is once you get to the level where you have to roll to look at the effect of corruption, then you half your result on the D100 table.
I'm going to use the fate points.
It's half the penalty, so you don't get a penalty until you get over 30 corruption points.
Yes, it's I don't know. It's not super strong, that.
One second, Dave. I'm going to see if I can use a fate point here because
it's not bad. Say if you were at 90 corruption points, you'd be taking the test at minus 30, so you'd half that penalty. So it's not bad.
No, it's bloody same.
You've just used the fate point to roll the same number of corruption points.
Yeah.
No fate, but what we wait. That's basically the new phrase of the, I think, to be for this game.
So it doesn't round the amount of number down. I thought it half the number.
No, it reduces the penalty to the malignancy test, which is what you're about to make now.
What's it called? This ability.
Dark Soul. But you do have thingy.
You have thingy.
I've got loads of shit.
You've got the other thing. To your face.
Alan, come laughing.
What does that do then?
I'm not sure I will, Johnny. I'll be honest.
Fate point
I know you keep
only get one.
We need men of intelligence on missions like we do, because we're practical people, but we still don't understand how the game works, do we? So
we do, but
we do. But
we don't have your evil face around, Alan.
Yes, it would. It would make us more menacing.
You can.
And Dave, you would make a great larper.
You can drink beer and zap people with spells if you can't be asked around.
I mean, I'd say if I was to come, I normally take like some sort of crossover. So I do like to fight. I mean, I don't get going a LARPing and then not.
Yeah.
Swinging a sword around. It seems a bit.
I'll lend you an axe, mate. Got a battle axe.
Come on, game. Back to the game.
You could use.
You can
flying
spend a
about all
fate
from it.
point to avoid gaining corruption in an encounter, and those corruption points did come during an encounter.
So I could have done that instead of using my thing to re-roll that.
Yes.
This could be yours.
Can I do that for my fate point
Nice,
instead
nice.
of doing what I did? Because if I
It's
knew
one
that,
of
I
many,
would just
many,
put it to
many,
one.
many.
Yeah.
Is that all right? So I only get one now.
No, you won't get any.
Some might say,
I won't get any.
but not enough.
That's even better.
This could-
Yeah, you might as well take that corruption off
Quite
my
like
seat.
the ore that Hayden has. You know, yeah, go at people with a fucking ore. Yeah, like a paddle.
Okay.
It hits really hard, that thing.
Right. So that's that done. There's no other bookkeeping. Did everyone...
So I've got no corruption now.
You've still got some corruption, you just don't
Yeah,
get
but I
any
mean
from
that.
that particular thing.
That's great.
Did everyone get healed last game? Did I do that?
I've not been healed yet. First on my list of things to do.
Yeah. Okay,
I
so we'll
haven't
deal
seen.
with
I
that.
haven't gone to see Pench really.
We'll deal
I
with
healed a
that
little
later
bit.
then. Okay. The door to Mesmeron's study slams shut as you leave. You find yourself standing in the corridor where these bizarre statues are outside her office, with Spring, Theranos, Praxis, Venetta, and Mr. Gladstock. Mr. Gladstock shudders. A thin trail of strange black goop running from his nose and mouth, and you see splatters of it on the floor, forming a trail from where he stands back to the Inquisitor's study. He stands there leaning on one of the many strange sculptures, gasping for breath, and wipes at his mouth. Everyone make an awareness test at +20, please.
Fight based.
Yes.
Did I just roll concealment? No, I've gone somewhere now. Oh, yeah, I passed mine. It's good.
Cool. Okay.
Yep. Oh, I failed.
Canny and Gaius. You notice that starting at the door, the trail of black goop leading up to Gladstock is slowly disappearing. Inch by inch, almost as if something is absorbing it.
Are you alright, Gladstock?
Looks like it needs a handkerchief. Anyone got a handkerchief?
Dripping.
No.
Yes, I don't feel it at the moment.
Dripping, Sir Gladstock. Dripping.
He stands there sort of patting at this stuff and looking at it and goes, I'm fine, Gaius.
That's disgusting.
A little confused and dizzy, but I'm fine.
Where do you get your red dab, boss?
Found it. Sounds fine.
The Emperor rewards those who reward themselves with sleep.
Yeah, have a nap, Gladstock. Be good for you.
Do you good?
He
I'm
says,
tired.
Canny,
Maybe a cup of tea.
I haven't slept in over a century. I don't think I'll be starting right now.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
probably.
know, Gladstock. Maybe now's the perfect time. I don't know. It's been
Well,
100 years.
why don't you go see Dr. Pench? He might have something a bit harder to help you with your relaxation.
He says, and he coughs and a big black glob of this goo comes out. He says, I've no idea what this stuff is. This has never happened before. I mean, I suppose I could go and ask Pench to take a look, but he has been most honest about his lack of knowledge on my physiology.
You do that, old chap. You do that. I think it might be the right time.
Well, whatever
Maybe
just... Sorry?
Oh, well done. Go on, carry on.
She's using this makeshift like hank.
Whatever just happened, I remember the Inquisitor was right. Soldovan did something to me. I remember him and Varek coming to Bastion Serpentis. They told me I was going home. They never said why. For them to have permission to remove me from Bastion Serpentis suggests they either have someone with greater power than they involved, or it's them that are the heretics, accusing Mesmeron. And then he doubles over and vomits a massive chunk of what looks like a brain, or at least part of a brain, onto the floor.
Whoa.
And then he stands up and goes, "Oh, that's better. Oof. Better out than in, eh? Oh, that's what I always say."
Whoa. Is that what
I'm-
you've done with your memories, Gladstock? Just spat them on the floor? That part of brain you just chucked out of your cup? That's disgusting. Do suggest you go see the doctor, Gladstock.
Gladstock,
All my
very-
best wishes with you. And the
very
Emperor
interesting.
protects.
Very interesting things that he's just said there. You know, it's like, you know, wouldn't it be the perfect cover for Heresy if they just accuse somebody else, maybe lesser standing of themselves as the Heresy, and then focus the attention off them? I think that sounds like a classic case of projection.
What,
Yeah.
the projected heretic?
Yeah, projected heresy. It's like, oh, gosh, she's such a heresy. They're like doing a chaos ritual, like that, you know what I mean? Like making pacts with the dark gods. It's like, not close the door. Oh, Mesmeron. It was Mesmeron's fault. You know, she's the heresy. Let's play Mesmeron and then mind wipe. So, you know, she doesn't have any recollection of the fact that she's a heresy. I think that sounds exactly like an inquisitor that likes using mind control based substances and devices, or deploying them, would sort of do. I think, you know, mind wipe one of your under, then send her off. You know, trump up these charges of like heresy.
Careful, calling Mesmeron an underling. She might not like that.
No. She hasn't heard. Somewhere, Mesmeron.
Yeah, but Gladstock's her ears.
Yeah, and you know, I think you might have a good point there, Gladstock. You know, why don't we just say no? We're not. You are. You know, when it comes to the trial. Let's see if that works. Anyway, and then I'm going to light an eye out.
Gladstock says, "I have a funny feeling we might not be seeing the trial for some time. But I think you might be right, Siegfried. Someone is pointing fingers at Mesmeron for a reason, and it seems that Varak and Soldavan are behind it. Does anyone fancy a drink? I could use a drink."
Yeah.
Well, I think I could
Yes, why not?
partake after today. I've got
What time is it?
It's around
Beer o'clock.
6 or 7 o'clock in the evening.
I'm a second
Yeah.
clock. It's
Yeah, I'll join you for a drink. I just need to go see Pench first. I took a few bits of damage in the excitement. Maybe you can patch me up. Nothing serious.
He says, "Well, anyone fancy joining me? Meet me downstairs in the bar." And he
There's a
told him,
bar?
There's a bar. There's fucking all sorts here, Johnny. In fact, there's more than
Night
one.
club,
There's more than one.
strip joint.
you haven't even seen the brothel yet.
That's in the back behind Mrs. Kitchen.
It's
the
Mr.
pink,
Kitchen.
the pink clam. The pink clam with lady
Thomas, log this one in.
Right. So, Canny, you're going to the
Wait, let me stuff some face toilet
infirmary.
tissue on my
Uh-huh.
have a shave. Put a wig on.
Anyone else going anywhere?
Okay, so let's right then.
I could do with a
Just see
little
how many
bit
wounds
more.
I'm on.
I could do with a little bit more healing.
probably do a
before I
patch
go
up.
have a drink. So I will go to the Kenny, do you mind if I come with you?
You do as you like. It's free country, innit?
Yeah, I'm
It's a free hive, isn't it?
I thought we were all
I'm gonna
in
join
to
in.
do the Emperor's Will and stuff and free about that. Let's go.
Uh,
What
Yeah,
intentions-
for the emperor, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Skulls for the
That's what I
golden
always
throne.
say. I'm a
Kenny. Skulls for
Imperial
the golden
man
throne.
through and through, me.
Every inch Imperial.
Okay, so
Oh,
let me
yeah, I
find.
feel a lot better. Feel a lot better now. Nice little bite to eat. Sets me right as rain.
Yeah, it's nothing like death to, warms cockle.
Lighten the mood.
To lighten the mood. Good one, Kenny. Good show.
Right. So, in the infirmary, Pench is still there, sewing up some of the shrapnel wounds on Tichulos.
They needed sewing.
Trantia is still unconscious. She's piped into a number of machines. She's still strapped into the autosurgeon. It looks like Pench has done most of the work putting her innards back in, but her life signs are a bit weak on the old monitors. And Otto is unconscious with a kind of hermetic bubble around him.
Bit crispy.
He's very, very crispy. He's got some serious burns going on. And you
Captain
see
Crispy.
there's lots and lots of tiny needles jabbed in all over his body. His totally naked body for all to see.
Oh dear.
Right.
The old hunchback.
A little cocktail sausage.
Oh,
Well-
look
well-
at that.
well-
He's got an outie belly button. How weird is that?
How's the fucking healing thing gone?
Yeah, but Kenny, someone could lose their arm in yours.
Right. Where's my healing page? Just a second. Here we go. Right. So, that's not right. What's his skill with that fucking thing? Okay. So I'm just going to roll for some other people. I'm going to do Otto. Only just. So, one. Otto is not healed very much at all. Oh no, I'd already done Otto. He's at -7. Titulos.
He's on the mend.
Yeah, he's getting there. He might be a while. Titulos, I've already done Titulos. Trantia's pretty fucked. Right now.
Again.
Again. It's the same people over and over again.
Meat Shield Squad.
Operation Meat Shield.
Trantia's done. The rest of the guys have come in as well because nobody's got any healing yet. So, right, Canny. Pench looks at you all and says, bloody hell. Take a seat, the lot of you. I'll be with you in a second.
Are there any magazine? Browse through.
Yeah, Heretics Monthly.
Okay. No, I'll take it. Sit there browsing through his magazine.
So.
Oh, that's a particularly disgusting. Have you seen that? No. Three breaths? Damn it.
Heresy! How dare you eat such material and have it in your...
I'm just going to tear that page, tear that second page.
There's not really a magazine called Heretics Monthly and Dr.
Fold
Bench's
it up
study.
and just stuff it into my jacket.
All the pornography in this mansion is probably in Leslie's armory, and he's probably drawn most of it. Yeah.
It's the first
I
time
can't
I've ever seen
imagine how
it.
terrible. I can't imagine how terrible. Be like crappy stick drawing, big circles. You know what I mean? Stuff. I can imagine it. I mean, how can you draw something with a big mechanical power claw? Like he's got a proper hand out there, so he might be able to unleash true creativity.
He hasn't got it on yet. So,
Not
Cammy,
yet. No.
You're at 7 wounds, yeah?
Mhm.
You didn't take any damage in the fight, did you?
No, I took the damage
You took it
in
before.
a fight with the workshop.
Yeah. So you can't be healed anymore at this moment.
Okay.
But in 2 days, it will be a week since your last proper treatment. You'll be able to be healed further then. Siegfried, you're at -2.
I'm on 1 apparently, because I think I got healed a bit last time.
Yeah, so you've already been done then. Gaius, what are you at? You were at 3. I think I healed
Yeah,
you.
I'm at 8 now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
healed
healed me
you
for
as well.
5. So that's it.
Yeah, so I have done most of you. So this was a.
Can I try and heal myself with a medic? Fine.
You can't be healed anymore at the moment,
Right, okay.
and it's probably not advisable
No.
to try.
Just
Spring's done. I think I've done everyone. I didn't think I had. I just haven't updated this sheet. Praxis. Praxis is fine, I think. Yeah. Okay. So I have done everyone's healing. So yeah, Pench tells you to bugger off and stop wasting his time.
All right.
What would you like to do?
No, it's
You know that D5 I rolled by accident? Can I just take that as use another fate point to get some wounds back?
The 4, yeah, if you want to do that.
That's
So that'll
alright,
be that'll be your second fate point.
Yep, it's alright. I've got one more left. So keep
Okay.
it just in case something happens.
Right.
So what am I on? 8 now.
12.
12. That's good. I'm getting back up, healthy. I'll update that. Have you changed my corruption then, or is that?
Yeah, it's back to 9, which is where it was before.
Brilliant.
Because you took a few, didn't you, by becoming a sin eater?
Yeah, I went up to 9, didn't I?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's not bad. Seems we can get rid of corruption.
what would you all like to do? Now you're in the infirmary for no reason.
Well, the dinner with Lady Pagny is tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I would like to go wander. Well, half me wants to go to Fat Les and offload lots of gear on him. And see how he is after because he won't fucking hate shit. Has he calmed down off his frenzy yet?
He seemed fairly calm when Siegfried went and got his new rifle from him.
yeah, he's okay now. Seems to be better.
All right, I'm off to go see Fat Les, Big Bone Les.
Large gentleman Les. Okay. Canny?
I'll say, well, why did no one tell me there was a bar? Hey? Why'd you keep that bit secret, eh? I'm off to the bar.
Okay.
No one's told me yet.
The bar is here. It's not far away at all. Let's put Gaius somewhere else. And Siegfried, where are you going?
I'm going to go to the bar as well, because I did say I was going to go there.
Well, actually, can you put me in the bar as well? So I can see Les later, can't I?
Yeah, okay.
Might as well get us all in the same place, so it might make it smoother.
Yeah.
Praxis.
But I've got a lot of stuff to offload on Les. Literally, loads of stuff on my inventory.
Von Morten. Okay, just wait for Al to get back.
What a lovely bar.
Zoom in on the bar. Gladstock.
Okay, so
He's sitting at the most wooden table in history.
there you are in the bar. Theranos, Praxis, and Veneta Theranos and Praxis have sat down in the chairs. Spring is perched on one of the small round tables, but it won't let me actually put her there because of the grid. Veneta's leaning by the fireplace, which is lit. Mr. Gladstock stands behind the bar in the corner, making cocktails. And he pours each of you a cocktail, and then comes over and hands drinks out to you. And he says, a good fight, all of you. You all performed admirably.
Thank you, sir.
I'll
Admittedly,
give
I
him
was a bit worried,
salute.
but I didn't shit my pants for this time.
Yes,
Good day.
it was quite a sight to behold, that thing that came through from the warp. I'm quite surprised none of you are more mentally scarred by it.
Well,
Perhaps next time.
if you've seen the things I've seen, Gladstock, and gone through half stuff I've done, you know, I've seen worse.
He,
Seen one rot folk with guts dripping out while still walking. It's terrible.
he smiles at you and goes, "Yes, I imagine you have seen quite some horrors." And takes a sip of his drink.
Not enough, if you ask me. And then I'm going to down my cocktail. Come on.
Okay. Give me a toughness test.
Oh, God.
Plus 20.
Oh, right, okay. Still going to fail. I'm going to be sloshed.
It's a strong one.
20.
Okay.
Hey! That was good!
And anyone else who happens to fancy drinking their drink?
I'll have a drink.
I'm also going to take out casually just take out without really thinking about it, a dose of glimmer, and I'm going to take it.
Okay.
Because it's been a tough fight. I don't think anybody touched me, surely.
Vanetta doesn't drink.
So down to one dose of glimmer.
Canny is absolutely fucking fine. So, Glimmer.
And then put a pack of IO sticks on the table as well.
Okay. You just find the Glimmer.
Can I have a Gladstock? Can I have a packet of salt and vinegar crisp and a lighter, please?
He reaches behind the bar and pulls out a packet of salt and vinegar crisp and throws them at you. Make an agility test.
Yeah. Oh.
They slap you in the face. Okay, for the next. You are in a dreamlike state, Siegfried, for the next hour.
I'm going to start eating my crisp. Excellent crisp. The quality, it's like a canyon.
Good flavour.
Oh, yes.
I need you to make a toughness test.
Oh, damn it. This is where it gets bad.
You ever wonder why the bags of crisps are blue in some regions and the green in other regions? I mean, what's that all about? Why can't they just all be green?
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Science all of its own. All of its own. And then I'm just going off eyes out.
Gladstock, can I have a pack of your finest Emperor's pork scratching?
He finds
Heretic scratching.
he finds a pack of orc scratchings.
Oh, scratching, yes.
And throws them at you.
I'm right next to him.
He still throws them at you.
I'm not even going to attempt to catch him. I'm just going to let him slap me in the face and then pick him up.
That's how we do things here. It's Scintilla. We are still in Scintilla, aren't we? I don't know. Yes, we are.
Does he hit, or do they go wide and I have to walk and pick them up from the back?
Make an agility test to catch them.
I've got another thing of glimmer. I know that Canny's a bit of a fan of the old recreational, so I'm gonna take it out and be like,
No.
will you join me?
Gladstock is lethal with the snacks. He's just struck Gaius in the face with a packet of orc scratchings.
And me
Hey,
as well.
Stad.
And he chuckles. He chuckles to himself as he hits you.
I'm just gonna laugh.
Spring
Open
sat on
my
the
green.
table. yells, "Over here, Mr. G!" And he pulls out a jar of pickled eggs and just fucking hurls them at Spring. Spring, that's 39. What's Spring's agility?
Oh,
Shit, he's just killed Spring with a jar of pickled eggs. No, she dodges.
Why don't you catch it?
No, she dodges out of the way. She's not going to catch a jar.
What a
It
waste.
smashes onto the back wall, showering the floor in glass, eggs, and vinegar. And you smell these pickled eggs. And as you sit there, drinking, chatting, everyone make an awareness test.
okay. Is mine? No, mine's not affected badly.
Johnny, you are currently, because of the glimmer, -8 perception and -4 willpower for some fucking reason. And you're a little bit just spaced out. You do not notice anything.
No.
Canny
I'm still
does.
going to pass that. Offer Canny the.
Oh, I'm not normally a glimmer kind of guy. It's a bit airy fairy for me, but yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Go on. I don't want to do it alone. That's sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't make you do it alone. No, I wouldn't have that. No, you're a good lad, Siegfried. I'll join you.
Right, so you take the glimmer. You too are in a dreamlike state. I would like you to make a toughness test.
Do I add anything for Caruso? Or...
Yeah, you'll get +10 for Caruso.
No.
Ooh. You are at -10 perception and -6 willpower. Doesn't last long, only lasts about an hour. But it's a nice feeling. It's a nice, pleasant little feeling.
I'm gonna go and eat the pickled egg.
Okay. As you
thought you
walk
would.
over and pick up one of these pickled eggs, which coincides perfectly with you passing that awareness test, you see the glass, the vinegar, and the eggs slowly just sort of dissolving into the floor. Whatever it was that cleaned up the black bile out of Mr. Gladstock and also the bullet holes and
Living.
blood
Living fucking house.
seems to be doing the same here.
I'll try and retrieve as many eggs before they get absorbed.
Making a agility test.
It's like a game.
Packer egg. Packer egg.
Okay, so you
Chucky egg.
out of the dozen or so pickled eggs, you managed to only grab a couple.
Canny's excellent adventure.
But the rest of them
Egg.
dissolve fairly quickly along with the glass. You don't see
Waste of good eggs.
Mr. Gladstock leans against the bar drinking his drink and says, "So, it appears the Inquisitor has begun to share secrets with us. Would anyone else like to share secrets? I'm open to questions if anyone wants to ask me anything."
I've lots. And I'm just gonna say that I just like smoke an iron stick, and I love every minute.
Praxis just sits by the fire, judging you, just staring at you. He doesn't say anything. He's just staring at you.
I'm just gonna go like that. I'm just gonna point him, wink him.
No offense, Gladstock, but
I
I
laugh
like
a
to
bit.
get all my secrets out in the sin and eater ceremony. So I'm pretty fucking screwed for this conversation. I'm going to go see how all the other lads are.
I say, I've got a question for you, Gladstock. Why you been so tight on the alcohol measure in this drink?
Make a fellowship test with. You'll get a modifier for this.
Brilliant.
The important questions.
What is your modifier?
What is it modifier?
Gladstock. Can he? You'll get a +10.
Good old chum that you are, Gladstock.
He says, actually, Kenny, I think you'll find that drink is perfectly balanced. All the flavours are blended together. To overcompensate with one of the spirits more than another would ruin the flavour. But then again, it's you. And he reaches under the counter, pulls out a bottle, undoes it, and just pours, staring you in the eyes the whole time, and fills it all the way to the top, and then just puts the bottle back.
I gotta give him a wink and say, "There's a good lad."
And he smiles at you. It seems that, despite how rude you've been to Gladstock, he does seem to quite like Cammy.
It's like
It's just
the carnival charm, isn't it? The carnival charm.
Okay.
Right.
So
I'm gonna have a swag and go sit next to Spring, I think.
okay.
Gladstock's secretly scum class, isn't he?
Gladstock's not. He's not really a class, I don't think. I think the way I made him was a little bit out of the ordinary because he's a hybrid. He doesn't really follow the normal rules. Like his career path in his character sheet is custom, and his rank is just question mark, and his quirk is weird as fuck, and his gender is male question mark.
Well, I'm now everybody's gone. I'm gonna turn around to Gladstock and say, "Hey, is there anything you want to get off your chest?" Well, I'm here. As a
I'm still sat there,
person
but
to
doing like
listen
today.
and to not judge.
He says, he sort of looks you up and down for a moment and says, "No, not as yet. I need to talk to the Inquisitor, really, about what happened and what continues to happen. Hang on a minute." And he pats down his pockets and goes, "I haven't got the orb."
Oh dear.
Make an awareness test, anyone that's listening to this conversation, including you guys.
Yeah, I'm at -8, aren't I?
Yeah.
I passed my awareness test this time.
Who just drank it?
Okay. You realise that Gaius's behaviour, Gladstock's behaviour seems to change from time to time. During the fight in the foyer, he was behaving a lot more normal than usual. He was behaving much more like a person than whatever weird creature he normally is. In Mesmeron's mansion, he behaved pretty much the same. 10 minutes ago, he was speaking in his old way. And now he's back to being a very normal human again. And now he mentions the orb. Something doesn't quite add up. Gladstock says, "I put the orb down when we went into Mesmeron's office. She has asked me not to use it too frequently. She says we don't know the long-term effects of it, and of course, she's right, but it does help me control the creature within me. But I haven't got it on me now."
Maybe more control is coming about your person without. But what have you done with it, Gladstock?
It's
It's
in
a bit of an important artifact to be leaving around.
It's in a safe place. It's in Mesmeron's safe room, which is where Siegfried followed Gladstock when he revealed his true nature.
Oh, thank God, Emperor, for that. I thought we'd fumbled it, and gave it to the enemy. That would.
At least it's safe, Gladstock, but it seems to be fair. You actually are more human these last few days than I have ever seen you before, in all blatantly honesty.
He agrees. He nods and says, "Yes, it's the orb. Whatever it is, whatever it does. When you first retrieved it from Lance Gul'jan's mansion, I realised it had the power to suppress the creature I have merged with. I can still feel it scratching away in the background, but
I remember you went off quite giddy with it.
well, I've been I've been stuck in this bizarre hybrid form for rather a long time. It's nice to
Okay.
be a bit more myself.
Next question. You know the alien guns I passed you and I didn't want to sell on the market. What have you done with them?
They're in the infirmary, in the armory, I believe.
Oh, brilliant! I just want to know. That's all. Anyway,
Why,
let's
Gaius, you
move on
thinking of doing a little heretical arming?
No, that was not it.
Well, we have been accused of heresy.
You would not find me doing that at all. You know, I would maybe
we're
harm
not
others
just talking
correct
talk,
items,
walk
but
the
not
walk.
myself. Who,
We have the
you know,
technology.
there's ways round the rule.
And I fall for
Spring spins round on the table and says, "So, Mr. G, how long were you actually locked up for then?" And Gladstock says, "Well, the incident about the acreage undying, where I sabotaged the Gellerfield generator, that took place before Antony was an Inquisitor. We still worked under Arcturus then. It was the year 701. And the current year is 816.
Ooh, wow! So 164 days ago. 165 days ago.
Years.
Yes,
115 years ago.
What?
And Spring says, "Fucking hell, that makes you really old."
quite.
Gladstock says, "I was of a significant age at the time when it happened. And now I'm incredibly old, but I don't feel it."
How old would you say you are, Mr. Gladstock?
He says, "Well, hang on, I know exactly how old he is. He's got an age. It's a perfectly good age."
And what was the name of your next of kin?
He says, "Well, that puts me around. Well, it's tricky to work out exactly with warp travel. I suppose technically I'm around 160 years old, although I was born about 190 years ago, if that makes sense."
What was what?
And
Probably,
you're
yeah.
not
Warp
looking
travel.
bad for it either.
Warp
Yeah,
travel
yeah.
messes with time sometimes.
So you
Biologically,
literally urged 20 or 30 years in the future from one of your journeys.
well, basically, no, it all gets a bit tossed about from time to time, but biologically I am about 160, but I was born around 180 years ago. Yes, I lost a couple of decades here and there. Not all at once, of course, just bits here and there.
So you got younger from warp travel.
No, I haven't got younger. Simply travelling in the warp sometimes, time passes differently in the warp than it does in real space. For example, when we travelled here from Scintilla, we were around a month aboard the Reckless Endeavour in the warp, but around 3 months passed in real time. Sometimes it's longer than that. I remember one particularly interesting journey where we were only a matter of 3 or 4 days in the warp and a year passed in real space. That's quite confusing. There's a lot of sport results to catch up on when you get back.
Whoa, yeah.
Interesting sports, are we?
Anyway,
What sport?
I'm off to go
Blood Bowl, mostly.
have one more drink with you, Gladstock. Can you pour me another, old man? Or bean?
Starts making you another cocktail.
Are you having one too, Gladstock?
Hook me up as well, Gladstock, while you're at it.
Okay.
That's a good chap.
He makes a... What does that say? Yeah. He makes another round of cocktails for everyone that wants them.
I've done it with mine with only a +10 now, but I've still got 4.9 degrees of success. So it would have plus someone else.
As he does that, I'm just going to turn to Garth like, I've been meaning to thank you guys. Thanks for the save. I thought I was a goner for sure. You know, that fancy looking chap in the epaulets, and I'm just going to take the epaulet out of my pocket. Memento. He nearly had me.
Before you can go, my bionic arm grabs you. Go, get arm style. And then reels you into me for a quick hug.
Oh,
Say, no worries, it's good to have you with me. It is. I says, all we've got in this life is each other and the Emperor. So we
that's
best look
true. And
after it.
your new arm does you credit, and your new bionic eye.
I'll just heat up my
Some bulky stuff.
melter element in my hand just to make it glow.
Easy. That's a firm handshake. Yes. Very
Yeah, but no. First, I saw he was in trouble, and I just needed to do something. Siegfried, can't have another fellow man in arms go down, can we? Luckily, Gladstock had just
not at a time like that.
You must thank Gladstock then as well, because if he had not tackled him to the floor, I would have not been able to get there and run and save you as well.
Thank you, Gladstock, as well. I appreciate your efforts in all things, and your
But
guide.
forever,
You are like our spiritual guide of Denver.
You're like a worm-faced older brother.
Yeah, exactly, Kenny. Exactly.
Gladstock actually starts laughing as you say this, Cammy, and says to you, Siegfried and Gaius, I'll be perfectly honest, I wasn't trying to pin him to the floor, I was trying to smash his fucking head in. However, it seems I'm not as strong as I once was. Obviously, there's a trade-off with whatever is happening to me right now.
where would you rather be though? Would you rather have power or cognitive?
Yeah,
Cognitive.
I'm just a bit of a strange look. Power, of course. Power.
Gladstock says, if I'm perfectly honest, I'd like a little bit of both, but without the weirdness. The worm faces, as you say, Canny.
Yeah.
Do you need
Yeah, a bit off-putting that. I'll be honest with you.
You find that your dates go well, or not?
Strangely enough, Lord Von Morton, I don't get much time for dating, especially when you're locked up in Bassian Serpentis for over a century.
Well, we shall have to remedy that, won't we?
How do you pass the time when you're locked up for such a long period?
To be honest, Canny, for much of it, I didn't have a lot of free time. What with the experiments and interrogations and general all-round torture.
Oh.
So, as a man of all these many years, you must have had a family at some point then, Gladstock.
I had parents a long time ago.
Brothers and sisters?
No, only child.
What was the name of your parents?
They have a name. They have a name.
Perfectly good name.
Yes. My father's name was Daryl, and my mother's name was Athena.
Ah, Darion and Athena. Good names. Good, strong imperial
strong.
names.
Good strong.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever had a love of your life relationship then before all this happened? Or was you in one when it happened?
What he's trying to say, are you Gladstock?
I'm not trying to chat him up. Guys aren't interested in sex, apart from maybe doing his squirter. Not trying to chat. Inquiry test.
He says,
I'm inquiring.
yeah, make an inquiry test for me.
Okay.
You'll get a modifier. Hang on.
Okay.
I don't think I have that. Yeah, good.
Is it me? Because I've just asked a question, or is it now, Johnny?
Gaius.
Yeah.
Where's Gladstock? There he is.
Oh, I nearly offended him.
You get a plus 20, so you still don't pass. And he says, there's not really much time for personal life in the service of the Inquisition. Gaius, no, I have never had a love of my life. And Lord Von Morton, also no.
Well,
I'm just going to leave.
Today's your lucky day. You.
Anybody who would like to, you can make a scrutiny test. This is something that should come up more often. You can call for these whenever you want. scrutiny tests are basically the
Doing it.
ability to tell if people are telling you the truth or trying to hide something.
I made Johnny do one for when he asked some emperor ones, didn't he? For Dick. I've failed mine.
Okay. Anyone else doing one? Okay. Yeah, you think he's probably telling the truth there, where he says he's not a virgin and he hasn't had a lot of his life.
All right. Well, Gladstock, I'm going to get off to go see practices, see how my man is.
Very well.
And, oh, wow, I can make you come up in feet if I double click on a guy dragging away from my area. Oh, my goodness.
Gaius takes another, Gladstock takes another swig of his drink and says, I'm going to carry on enjoying my much more normal metabolism for a little while. And takes another drink.
Okay, I'm off for him an eye.
He says, "No, thank you, Siegfried. I don't smoke.
Well, for me then.
The only things I put in my body are Xenos DNA samples."
Did we mention Fairness's brother? Was he still in the infirmary or is he dead?
Titulos is still in the infirmary. He's not dead.
Okay.
I don't think he's in a very good position. He got hit by a frag grenade.
Perhaps we should make him a get well.
Fairness this whole time has been saying very little, and he's just sat there sipping his drink. And when you mentioned making him a get well card, he looks at you, Siegfried. Make a fellowship test for me. Just a straight fellowship test. He says, fuck a get well card. We need to fucking take the fight to Lord Eldon and show that cunt who's fucking in charge around here. Gladstock says, now, Fairness, there'll be time for that. Fairness just sort of carries on glaring over his drink and muttering to himself about fucking coming in here thinking they fucking own the place, fucking up my brother, I'll fuck that cunt up. Just muttering to himself.
Look, I'm just going to turn back to Gladstock. Look forward to helping him to exact his revenge. Bit of regicide.
Me too. And from what I gather, the Inquisitor has quite a plan.
Good. Very, very.
Right,
I'm going to drink my cocktail.
Okay.
What was his plan then, eh? Spill the beans.
Well, I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise, Kenny. The Inquisitor will talk to you about it in due course, I'm sure.
Josh, you won't.
It's
Go here. Almost suicidal mission. Go and speak to Lord Eldon.
Yeah,
Posing as.
she's basically gonna
Not yourself.
she's gonna drop Kenny through the ceiling of his fucking building and just go off you go.
Pump him full of combat,
Berserk.
set him off.
Frenzy. Friends on.
It's around.
I'll cover him.
It's around 7 p.m. It's 24 hours exactly to the dinner with Lady Pagny. I'm just going to go for a piss and get a drink, and then you're free to do whatever you want.
Cool.
24 hours is a long amount of time.
That's a long time.
We
I'll probably
could.
need a bit of time to recover.
Okay.
We could go out.
I was thinking sleep, and then before dinner, maybe if we could get somewhere. Oh, what we've got? There's a few things we've got to look for.
There's a few things I want to do. I think we need to move the mansion.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have a little talk about where to move it to. But I think we need to move it somewhere so he doesn't try it again.
Yeah.
Because if we just stay where we are.
Scouting for an area.
Yeah, I mean, well, I
do
mean, that's
that.
what I'm going to discuss. I mean, it's
We've
a
got
tricky
enough
one.
time
Obviously.
though. Got enough time to move it under hive. I think you discussed that last time, didn't you?
I suggested the Underhive, and Gladstock wasn't really for it. I kind of want to, I kind of half want to put the mansion in the Carnival, maybe in the
Yeah.
House of Horrors. That's kind of where I'm on my head's at the minute. So maybe I'll talk about that. Also, I swore an oath to King Sanchez that I'd sort his little problem out.
Yeah.
What's this little
That's
problem?
3 days. Yeah, he's got like someone's got some evidence on him.
So we'll go do that then.
Let's go do that.
Let's go do that.
Yes, I mean that's something I need to get out of the way as well.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go do it. Let's go do it tomorrow. See if it'll take about 3 or 4 hours.
Well, the problem with this one, so I
You're wrong.
was originally going to say, oh, let's get Otto to make us some fake IDs, and now Otto's not in any position to do so.
He's a bit crusty.
I don't know, Vanetta. I don't know. I don't think Vanetta has that.
He's probably too busy repairing the workshop, I'd imagine.
Vanetta hasn't got copies anyway. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, and plus I don't really want to talk to her. She'll probably have the hump on me. So. Yeah, she hasn't got copies, so we'll have to maybe I don't know how we'd get into that little area. Unless we want to climb down the outside of the hive. That was one option.
I can grapple in.
Shall we try and move the mansion then?
I think I'll maybe do that. Well, yeah. I mean, I want to do both. They're the two things I want to. I want to move the mansion, and I want to kill this geezer.
Right.
On behalf of King Sanchez.
Yeah. So you've still got 2 or 3 days until the deadline for that.
Why don't we go out now?
It's just
Sanchez.
yeah. I mean, it's just the problem I've got is
half cut.
Yeah, do it half cut. Sounds like fun. The thing is I've sworn an oath to do it, so like I want to kind of get it done sooner than later rather than later. That's how I feel. We're also talking about moving the mansion. Yeah, so I'll speak up to Mr. Gladstock, and I'll say. So Gladstock, then you said we'd have a talk about moving this mansion. We're all here now, everyone who matters anyway. So why don't we have a talk about it now?
This is very well, Kenny. Walk this way, and with his glass in one hand, he begins to head out of the library.
All right, okay.
I'll take my glass as well. Like, might as well continue the party elsewhere.
Does he head out then? Does he?
He heads out of the library, yeah, and down the corridor.
I'm going to check the bar and see if there's anything I can pilfer.
There's quite a number of bottles of spirits behind the bar, around a dozen different spirits.
I'll pick one that looks fancy and I'll pilfer it.
Okay, so add that to your inventory. Fancy bottle of spirits.
And then I'll head off after him.
Shameless pilfer. I love it.
Okay, yeah, head off after him.
Just rolling some awareness checks for the rest of the guys.
I've not got sleight of hand yet, so I can't even try and do it on the sly.
Nobody seems to notice because they've all had a good drink. Vanetta tags along with Gladstock. And you? Anyone else going?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah. You two guys, yeah, come with us.
Gaius as well. Spring is also going. Praxis and Ferinus remain behind. And he leads you back through the corridor, back through to the foyer, and down to the entrance. I don't know why I'm bothering moving you on the map, it really didn't need doing. It says, before I do this, a word of warning. If you ever want to use a vehicle and you decide to move the mansion, it's worth removing the vehicle before you move the mansion. Otherwise, you may find it hard to access the vehicle when you're not in the mansion and the door's no longer there. Of course, you could put the door back. I'll shut up.
Well, I don't know if we've got any vehicles going anymore. There was a nasty little accident. They were haunted, you see.
Vanetta says, do you know something about that, Kenny?
Yeah. I do happen to know a bit about that. Vanessa. You see, your workshop was haunted.
Haunted?
By ghosts. Yeah, haunted. You know, when Alyssa, she took everything over. Yeah, it was like a poltergeist,
Why
and
did
they were
she do
all
that?
attacked. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if it was Alyssa or if it was about the same time when she turned off the power. Like,
Are you... Kenny, are you telling me that you attacked the workshop?
yeah. I attacked it. I showed it what for. It was looking at me funny. That especially the arm was fucking looking at me funny, wasn't it? No, but I did it for you, Vanessa. I did it for you. I exercised all them ghosts. They won't bother you no more.
Gladstock says, what sort of state is the workshop in, Venetta? She says, well, luckily most of the work I was tinkering with didn't get damaged, but my servo arm's fucked. The,
Fuck that servo arm!
the land speeder's in a pretty bad way. The car's not too bad, it just needs a new windscreen. I'm working on that. And of course there's my favourite hover platform, which is now in two halves. She says, I'll get back to work on it as soon as we're done here. Gladstock stops before the door and says, as I said before, I do not pretend to know how the mansion works. I've asked Mesmeron many times over the years, and she has so far neglected to give me a full answer. One thing I do know is that there are the two doors, both of which can be moved. It's hidden from sight by technology that I cannot begin to fathom. Only allows access to those the Inquisitor wishes. The second door is on the reckless. Those with the authority to enter, as dictated by the Inquisitor, can pass through and into the mansion. Those who do not have the authority are unable to access the door and will find themselves passing through whatever access way the mansion's door is concealed within. For example, anyone passing through the door in Joytown will simply find themselves in the empty room in the 13th hostel, while those passing through the door aboard the Reckless will find themselves in a small supply closet aboard the vessel. It's a perfect hideout. Antonio once explained to me that the mansion exists elsewhere, in a realm most cannot perceive, let alone access. I have no idea what that means, but it is a physical construct, although quite what it's made of, I have no idea. Whatever it is, the floors, doors, and even the furniture are all made from the same substance. It seems that whoever is attuned to the mansion, in other words, the master or mistress of the mansion, can shape it to their will, make it look however they desire, providing, of course, they have the necessary mental capacity. It once belonged to Antonio and I's former master, the Inquisitor Arcturus. Mesmeron has made very few changes to it since that time. Whatever this material is that it's made of is incredibly tough, although it's not unbreakable. It seems to have the capacity for self-repair, as you may have noticed. The doors can be moved by anyone authorized by Mesmeron, which I believe is all of you. They can be hidden from sight quite easily, and very difficult to detect with most standard Auspex arrays and the like. It's an incredible piece of technology, but it does have one weakness. The doors can only be moved from the outside. In other words, we must leave the mansion to remove the door and take it to another suitable location. There we can find a new access point for the door before we can return to the interior. Of course, while we are doing this, we may be observed, so must take every precaution to ensure the new site for the door remains hidden from our enemies. And since I have only left the mansion a couple of times since we arrived on Desalium, and I'm unfamiliar with the city, Canny, do you have any ideas? And he opens the door and steps out into the 13th hostel.
Yeah, I've a few ideas. I'm a thinking kind of guy. I always think I'm a clever man. I'm a clever man. Everybody says it, and it's true. I was thinking we need to go down Hive. I was thinking, oh, well, what's wrong with the carnival? The Carnival of Catastrophe. See, everyone there's pretty friendly.
I'm not
Thinking
sure.
maybe we should move back in there. We'd have people.
I totally agree with you. But perhaps after Lady Pagny's visit, it'd be more appropriate. Or perhaps we could go somewhere that was more classy.
How's Lady Pagny? She's planning on going to Where was she planning on going to?
Mesmeron is basically taking Lady Pagny to the Reckless for dinner.
It'll be through. She'd have to come through the door in there.
No, she could
No?
fly up.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's not a deal breaker then.
The reason for that was because she didn't want to have to bring her to Joytown,
Yeah.
and also when you realised Alyssa was loose in the mansion, Mesmeron thought it was probably not the best idea. She was planning on moving the mansion and having Lady Pagny come to wherever you moved it to, but with Alyssa being loose, because you haven't told Lady Pagny about Alyssa, have you? So she doesn't want Lady Pagny walking in the house and the house start going, "Hello, sister," because that would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon we should go and move into the carnival like most of the guys down there. Trustworthy, apart from old Slippery Jim. Yeah, but we can rough him up a bit. He won't talk to no one if we rough him up a bit. But yeah, most of them can be trusted, and any of Lord Eldon's men, they'll stick out like a sore thumb.
There is some truth to what you say, Canny. The higher up the hive, on one hand, we would be safer from random attacks. However, we would also be more easily observed by those of our enemies. Further down the hive we go, the danger becomes greater from random violence, but...
Oh, we like that.
But
No. I mean, no one causes trouble at the carny.
We
Don't know what's good for them.
we can all handle ourselves anyway, can't we?
Oh, yeah.
Gladstock, standing in the hallway of the 13th
You're
floor...
muted, Hayden. Hayden, you're muted, buddy.
Oh.
No,
Looks
you've
like
got
you're muted on Discord.
Discord.
That's it.
Yeah,
There you go.
sorry, I muted myself while I was having a wee. I've been talking
Yeah.
to you all. Just not hearing me.
Sorry, buddy.
Damn it.
You had some great ideas as well. Whatever it was. you
Amazing.
said,
I
Gaius.
contributed to the group lots of time.
Probably just missed
That was a
the
great
beginning of the whole
contribution. I always say Gaius, he's got a lot to say.
Plus,
He's got a lot of input.
plus 20 RP XP for Hayden for that brilliant piece of role playing over the last few minutes while he was muted.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay, so standing in the
Don't give
hallway.
me it. I'll give you a dead arm in real life when I see you. No, the kidding. No, I wouldn't. That'd be terrible, Dave. Can't result to think about that.
Minus
Granny's
400.
son.
Minus
Yeah.
400 XP.
A dead arm, yeah. And a plot death of a threat.
Right, so standing in the hallway of the 13th floor of the 13th hostel, outside room 1313, Gladstock looks up and down the corridor, making sure no one is watching, and then turns to
Oh, but
Vanetta
lucky.
and says, "Miss Callabere, keep an auspex sweep running, please." Vanetta begins to scan back and forth with the auspex and says,
Hold on. Don't we need a vehicle first? You say you're going to take that door off now. Don't we need a vehicle? Didn't that what you just said just now? Make sure you took the vehicle out
"Yeah."
first. Yeah. Well, that'd be a good idea then, wouldn't it?
He sort of looks at you, bleary-eyed for a moment, and then looks at Vanetta and says, "Canny has a point."
Yeah, you did just say it.
He sort of goes, "I did. You're right. Vanetta, could you?" And Vanetta goes, "Oh yeah, of course." Removes a device from her belt, fiddles with it, then puts it back. And she says, "Done."
You're efficient, Vanetta. I always said that. You're very efficient.
From inside the mansion, shortly after she says "done," you hear a crash, and and Vanetta says, "Don't worry about that." The Slough human hybrid reaches up to the top of the doorframe. Seems to take hold of a small device, maybe an inch long, that you can't see until he takes hold of it. And then another one at the top of the doorframe. And he reaches down to either side of the doorframe at ground floor and produces another two of these small devices. You see a flicker of blue-white light momentarily shimmer across the doorframe of room 1313, and then it stops. Gladstock turns and holds out to you, Kelly, the objects he's removed. Sitting on the palm of his hand, you see these 4 small pieces of what look like bluish white bone, about 1 inch long, gently curved along one edge, with smooth protrusions along another. At the centre of each bone lies a perfectly smooth, dark red, teardrop-shaped gem, which seems to swirl from within as though clouds form and reform within it. Gladstock smiles, glances at each of you in turn and says, "The gate stones. Place them around any suitable door. Wait a minute or so, and when you pass through that door, think of the mansion. Unless, of course, you don't wish to enter it." He gives you the stones, Cammy.
What's Lady Mesmeron's kind of position with the carnival? Did she leave in a bad way with him at all, or what happened the last time she left?
You don't know.
You don't know.
All you know is she was there for 8 or 9 months. She healed there. She grew. She did tell you she grew to like the carnival, like the people there, and it was when she began to realise that just because someone was lower class or a mutant or anything like that didn't necessarily make them a bad person. You know, up until that point, she's clearly from noble stock, and she was raised to believe anyone below her station was worthless fodder. And obviously, as an inquisitor, she's raised to believe mutants should be purged. But after a time in the carnival, she did tell you that opinion of hers changed somewhat. But the only thing you know of how she left was she decided it was time to go back. And when she left, she took Seraph with her. That's all you know. And also, Canny would remember her. Canny was only young. He'd have only been about 8 or 9 years old when she left. But Canny doesn't know of any fallouts with anyone, anything bad happening, anything like that.
Okay, great. Well, no time like the present then. I think let's head off to the carnival, I think.
Okay, how many of you is there? I've just realised something.
Are you going to make me smear my Aquila again, Kenny?
Yeah, actually, you will stick out like a sore thumb, wouldn't you? Hey, maybe you should stay in. Well, actually, no, you're stuck out here now. I can't be bothered putting the door back on. We're just gonna have to go with it, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pretend I don't know you. I mean, I don't mean no offence, but I can't be seen around a fucking Arbite guy like you, can I?
It's not
I'll tell you
armour,
what,
it's armour that he wears.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's enforcer carapace, so it's kind of police.
Yeah, he smells like
armour,
a cop though, doesn't he?
But it isn't from Desolium, so most people on Desolium wouldn't recognise it as police armour. It's basically just some armour that he got.
Oh, trust me, they'll fucking sniff you out. They'll sniff you out as a cop in no time. Don't you worry about that.
I know.
Yeah, well, exactly. We're gonna have to go with it.
Scum when I smell it as well too, Kenny.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
What do you think?
Why don't you put your Quilla in your backpack or something? Hey, why
do you put yours on your chest and wear it proudly?
What? I don't have one. That's why.
All right, I will.
We'll get you.
Cover
We'll
up
get
my
you
Aquila.
Anyway, what's the Emperor ever done for me? He wasn't there when I was in the arena fighting off that Hexalid, was he? He didn't fucking save me then, did he?
No, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny. You know what the Emperor's done for you? He's given you a job, a new life, and a lot of fun.
Yeah. Actually, that's true, and he does feed me well as well, doesn't he? But that was more.
The Emperor's protecting you now, isn't he?
Well, that was more Inquisitor Mesmeron rather than the Emperor himself.
She's one of the Emperor's hands.
She's an instrument of his will.
Well, I'm saying I ain't seen no Emperor. Hey, how do I even know he exists?
Well, I know.
Faith.
Pure faith tells me.
They call it faith. And
I believe in things that I see with my own eyes. Hey, I ain't never seen no Emperor sat on no chair.
Well, Kenny, you're a good boy. One day we'll take you.
Say again.
From Sarah.
Neither bye, Kenny.
See you later.
But I know he's there. And I'm just saying, he's looking out for you, mate. And you're in a good situation now, aren't you?
It's exciting.
To be honest, Kenny, I think you're a fucking psycho, but I trust you. You know? I like you.
And the Emperor
So,
Oh yeah,
you
all right,
know,
okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
but I've got to talk
If
to you.
Emperor's looking out for me, I'll look out for him.
I've got to talk to you frankly all the time. You don't respect me otherwise.
Yeah.
Pussyfooting around.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you say, guys. I'll say my prayers to the Emperor just like I always do.
Good
I think-
man.
Should we say one now? Should we say a president?
Let's say a prayer now,
What
shall
a
we?
glorious.
Just
Shall I lead you all in prayer?
yeah, please do.
Our Emperor, far, far out, sat on the golden throne. Hallowed be thy name. In glory and power, your
Yes,
will shall be
yes.
done.
Yes, that'll do, guys. There we
Thank
go.
you.
There we go, Ken. That's pretty much the gist of it.
As
Yeah.
as you're saying this prayer, you see Gladstock stops, makes the sign of the Aquila, and bows his head slightly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the motions as well.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I've already
so-
done it. So I'm just going to
Right.
stand there proud, pride in my Emperor. Anyway,
Yeah, good job we've got you here to look after our immortal souls, Mr. Gaius. I feel
Fucking
a lot
is.
more, safe and well now that my
Look, Danny,
spiritual well-being is being taken care of.
Yeah,
I've got your
as
back
do
on. I've got your back on both fronts. I've got your back on spiritual well-being, and I've got your back in a fight. And you know I can handle myself in a fight.
Yeah, you took on that demon, didn't you? You gave me right fucking chin in.
And I
That
got
wasn't the good type of demon as well, was it? It wasn't the good type of demon.
no, it's a team of what makes most people shit the pants, doesn't it, Kenny?
Well, I mean, I can't be south. I mean, I would have had him, and I was just sizing him up, sizing him up. It all happened so fast.
Of course.
I was just
Of
having
course.
an
Anyway,
evaluation of a tactical situation. You see, I've never seen me no demon before, apart from Gladstock. No offense, Gladstock, but no, you're not a demon.
Demon, Kenny.
Yes, I get that now. But you did look a bit like a demon, didn't you?
It's understandable, I suppose. Yes.
Yes. Anyway, no time at present. Let's get off to the carnival.
All right.
Okay.
And you've got a date with an orc down there.
Oh yeah,
Where's the fucking carnival gone?
the challenge.
Yeah. You said you're going to take on that noseless orc.
Yeah, well, I've faced after I've dealt with it.
Yeah. Check us a souvenir, won't you?
I'll bring its teeth. They're highly valued.
Oh yeah, I like highly valuable things.
I'll bring you all its big fucking incisors. Tell you.
Yeah, old Wiley's got to be pleased to see me. He must be missing us. He won't mind if we move back in. Yeah, I'll see to him. We always get on, me and old Wiley. He won't mind me bringing a few friends into the carny.
Right. So you leave the 13th hostel, head out into the streets of Joytown.
Fucking wind's blowing in through that windscreen. Right.
You haven't got to the car yet.
Oh, okay, fine.
Venetta leads you all around the corner of the 13th hostel to the alleyway where the ground car sits. It's a bit banged up. The paintwork's a bit scratched on the bonnet. The front windscreen has a hole in it the size of the front end of the land speeder. But otherwise it appears unharmed. Venetta hops into the driver's seat. And then you realise something. There's 6 of you. The ground car seats 5. And Canny's a rather large gentleman, so it's probably for the best that Canny gets in the front next to Venetta.
Not good.
As you jump in, the whole of the ground car sags to one side. And Venetta goes, bloody hell. Starts fiddling with some dials, and she says, I thought I'd compensated for that. And she flicks a switch, and the side that collapsed comes up a bit, and she says, I don't mean to be rude, Canny, but you put on a little weight.
What are you trying to say? You calling me fat?
No,
I'm a prime example of a fighting specimen.
It's all muscle. I know it is. It's just I calibrated the vehicle to compensate for your size in there. Maybe it took some damage in the crash.
Must have taken a bit of damage.
Gladstock walks up to the rear of the vehicle, opens the boot, and goes, Get in, girl. And Spring goes, Spring says, what fucking hell, why do I always have to ride in a fucking boot? And clambers into the back. This is just like that time on Scintilla when you... the rest of you pile into the back.
Anyone know any good songs? Pass a bit of time.
Gaius probably does.
Yeah, guy.
No, not the religious songs. You know, something with a bit of fun to it.
10 green oaks standing on a wall. It's
Green oak, standing on a wall. If I shoot one and that eventually fall, there'll be 9 green oaks standing on the wall. 9 green oaks standing on the wall. If I want to shoot 'em and it accidentally fall, there'll be 8 green oaks standing on the wall. Anyway,
it's about a 3-hour drive to the area where the vast lift is. That's the only way down into the level where the carnival is that you know of, at least from the mid-hive. I would like each of you to roll a D100.
Okay.
The journey passes without incident. After around 3 hours, you arrive at this large elevator set into a chasm that just heads straight down. You clamber on board and activate the lift.
I think I prefer it without the windscreen, to be honest. I mean, it's a bit of an improvement, all things considered.
Vanetta turns and looks at you, and you see there's just dead flies all over her face. And you realise, you know, you've got some as well, but you did get a few snacks out of it on the way there.
Dave.
Yeah.
Can I start inventory bit out with you later? But basically, I'm taking only my weapons and stuff what I've got, and my med kits and shit, and then I'm leaving all unnecessary weapons and items with fat leads so we can repair and sell.
Yeah.
I went and retrieved my laser sight and the silencer from the infirmary.
Just saying. So when I go out on this mission, I'm basically empty. It's what I wanted to do before I went there.
We'll do that quickly now. So let me just do that. So what?
I might end up switching off because all my mobile data's been used up. But I'm going to keep playing it until I do. If I switch off, I'll come back on shortly afterwards.
Okay. So I'll go through your inventory quickly, Gaius. Shield.
Well, I can tell you what. Let me go through it. Take off the great axe. Take off the 2 damage techno weave woves. Take off the damage flak armor.
You haven't got any of them.
Oh, have I not?
No. If you look at the Gaius's inventory screen.
Okay, I was sorry. I was in the other bit.
Yeah. If you look on there, I've split your inventory up into what you're carrying and what's back at the mansion.
I'll just press the back button. Back button. What does that mean? So right. A second.
Check in the homestead. See if I've
got inventory. Yeah, the 2 techno weave robes are still there.
No,
hammer.
The right hand side column is what you're carrying. The left hand side is what's in your what's stashed back at the mansion.
Oh, well, that's great. It's just basically down to his own basic stuff in it. 3 frag grenades, I'll have them back though.
Yeah, okay.
Take them back. Add some tools. You never know when you need tools.
Okay.
And 2 glow sticks and a survival kit as well. I'll take back. And emergency box.
Okay, so
you never know.
Oh fuck.
Grenades. Survival kit. And emergency box.
Fuck off. 3 frag grenades. kit. Emergency Vox.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have enough carry capacity because my toughness
Yeah,
is
you
quite
have.
high.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
6 for that. Yeah, you've got more than enough, so don't worry about that. The emergency
It's
Vox
just-
is a part of the survival kit. If you look at where it says survival kit, and then underneath there's a load of stuff that has crosses for the weight, that's basically because it's part of the survival kit.
Okay.
Okay, is that everything?
Mhm.
Okay. Canny, do you want to do anything with yours?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll just carry everything on me, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and 1 week's rations. Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
just stick them in there just in case. Never know, I might get stuck down a hole
On.
or in a pit trap for a week.
Okay.
I'm glad someone fell in at least one of my traps, because I'm glad it was you, Hayden. So.
Well, in one fairness, because it was me, I managed to like bump up the defense damage on it without killing the character off.
Yeah.
Would you just rather me damage myself on it, Alan?
Sorry, I'm not sure what the question is, buddy. What?
Well, I was saying glad it was me. Hopefully, because he knew I had the most armor and the
Oh
highest
yeah.
toughness to
That's
take.
exactly the reason why I wanted you to fall
Oh
in the
yeah,
trap.
yeah.
I actually,
Not that you want to cause horrible damage.
I actually started thinking about how I was going to try and help get Arnie out of that pit, and I had a moment where I was thinking, would Quintius be naive, because he's quite intelligent, but he's not particularly street smart? Would he be the sort of person who would go, I'm going to come down and give you a hand, and just jump into the pit to try and help, and then realise, oh shit, now I'm stuck in a pit? But I'd have probably impaled
Yeah, but
myself.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
if you'd have made yourself like a little stepping stone or something, and help push Arnie up, Arnie would be able to drag you out the hole, wouldn't he?
Well, at the minute, Quintius is still on a bit of a high after his fucking death blow on that dog.
Quintius, Dog Slayer.
Dog Slayer.
Killed that phase dog.
Yeah.
Had basically an inbuilt displacer field.
It's the strongest character I've ever had, and I can't even pass a strength test with him.
Your time will come, buddy.
I know, strongest character I've ever had in any game, and I can't pass a fucking strength test with him. It's like Dick. Let's do a willpower test with Dick. Oh, he's fucking passed on the 19. What? Oh, let's do another willpower with Dick. Oh, he's fucking passed. It's like I can't even pass a single strength. It's all like, oh, my anti-luck has come out with fucking Arnie on his strength test just because I made a character which I wanted some strong stats.
Where's my...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting going with that. Although I've done very little prep since that month has passed, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting back in there. I've done a few maps. I had to go with the dynamic lighting the other day, Dave. I think
Yeah.
I've got something about. So.
Yeah, it's quite cool, that. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
Pardon me.
When did you return to the mansion? Let's find that and then I'll know. Just wait for Johnny to come back. You went back to the carnival at one point, didn't you?
We did, yeah. When we were meeting Basler to get that contact.
Let's see.
Hey, what do you want?
There. Is it?
Nice. Yeah, I think so.
Ta.
Alright. Yeah, follow that.
Aha! Aha ha ha! It was after you returned from the Shattered Foundry, so... It was session 17. Yes. found you. Come on, Johnny, where are you?
You're like doubling up with it. Maybe it's right.
You what, sorry?
Oh, you're dead.
You're all breaking up,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
are you?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better
That's
now.
fine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I had the mic too far away from my mouth.
What were you saying?
I says you're like an imperial scribe with all your data collection, storing, and logging and
You should see
backtracking.
You have to
how
be.
much I've got. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, well, one day I'd love to read through all those, like folders full of notes. And...
It's that folder full of notes. There's so much shit in there that never happened as well that might get pulled out again one day. Because like there was a lot of bits where if there was a scripted moment, there was branching conversations depending on if you said. So I had like pages and pages. There's some things I had like 10-page documents that we only used 2 pages of and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, Dave.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But it's all there to be discovered at a later
Yeah,
date.
exactly.
So I mean,
That's
like
the thing, look.
this is, I don't know if you'll be able to see this properly, but this is the
It's like you're writing
document.
Skyrim.
This is the document for Lady Pagny's dinner. It's 24 pages long, but not all of it will happen. And there's a lot of stuff in there for if you do this. Like there's whole pages that are dependent on what you choose to do in that situation. So some of it will never get used, but
That is immense, Dave.
it's taken me a long time to do all that.
That's immense.
Right. So
That is nice.
you.
So
Oh.
we arrive at the Riet mansion and shoot Lady Pagny right in the face before she has a
And
chance
then
to
ruin it all, yeah.
24 pages down the shit.
Never.
Oh,
That's so Dave.
don't tempt us.
I'll just use it in. I'll just change a few names and use it in D&D. That's what I'm going to do. So, you arrive at the lift, climb on board, and travel down. It takes about an hour for this huge lift. It's not very fast. It takes about an hour to get to the bottom. And as you make your way down the last 100 metres or so with this clanking monstrosity of a machine whirring away behind you, you hear the strangely lilting music drifting down the tunnel towards you. You step off the rusted platform and head towards its source, deep into the bowels of the underhive. Soon you can smell roasting meat and hear the sounds of voices, collective gasps of awe from dozens of people at once, and you round a bend in the tunnel. The cavern opens up before you, and once again you see the lake of green ooze, the industrial runoff from the toil of millions of workers that takes up most of the cavern, and sitting at the centre on a small island is the brightly lit Carnival of Catastrophe, which is all on fire. No, which is in full swing.
No.
And there we go. There's the carnival. Wait.
Wait. There's no place like home, is there? Anyone else hungry?
Yeah.
I could eat a grox.
Okay.
I'll have some groks.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably not what you'll get down there. More likely to be rat. But,
Why did he say it?
Well, I could. I'm just saying I could eat.
Come on,
grox.
put the hopes up, Caddy.
Yeah, well, the rat burger's quite nice though. I mean,
Yeah, it is actually. It's all right with that last time.
yeah, a bit fly paste.
Only had
looking.
shit for a week. Better than some of the carp paste I've had before.
Yeah, I could do with some fly cake.
They're delicious, just never ask what it's made of.
Flies.
Fly lava.
The sound of the
It's
roaring
actually
crowd.
surprisingly salty, oily, and nice.
Well, crunchy too.
Sorry, Dave.
The sound of the roaring crowd is coming from the big top at the centre of the carnival. But there are people wandering around the rest of the carnival as you make your way across to the bridge that leads across to the island. And before the bridge stand two large gentlemen with axes and shotguns. You've recognised them both, you've seen them before. Gaius, this is your first time here though, I think. One of them smiles and goes, "Kenny, you're back again, mate!" And it's Jax, the head of security.
Hey, Jack, you old slag. How's it hanging?
Yeah, not bad, you fucking tub of lard. How's it going? You brought some your friends with you again, you fancy-looking gentleman, that one there. Oh, sir. And he looks at you, Siegfried.
I'll just give him a bit of a ban.
Yeah, a few of my buddies. Yeah. I want to see old Wiley. Is he about here? Is he in the big top? I take it.
Yeah, he's excuse me.
Look,
Got the hive lung.
Alan,
He's got stump
I
lung.
know what you're doing, Alan.
What am I doing?
I know what you're doing, Alan.
Stump
I'm
lung.
not sure that you do know what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing. So
Know what you're doing. You're gonna make me fight an orc.
He says,
I'm not gonna make you do anything. In fact, I said like there was a couple of things. I thought you were here before, though, weren't you? You were a bit.
I'm gonna bet a few thrones on that.
You were here
fight.
before.
Might
one
win,
more time.
yeah.
I'm not sure where he was.
You
He
made me
was,
spin
wasn't
my
he?
Aquila. Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
because you made me spin my Aquila last time.
yeah, you did, yeah.
That's why I said it before I
I
come.
thought so. I thought so. I thought you were here because then Dave said, "Oh, it's your first time here," but
No,
um,
you came the first time. In fact, Siegfried, it was Siegfried, Venetta, Seraph, and Gaius came the first time. The second time, I don't think Gaius was there. I think Gaius was taking the power cells to Lady Pagny.
all right, okay.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
he looks over Gladstock, who he's not seen before, and says, "Hey up, it's fancy hat you got there." And you see Gaius has produced a top hat from... Gladstock has produced a top hat from somewhere, which he's wearing. He says, "Thank you very much, sir. I like your axe. It looks very efficient." He says, "You trying to be funny, mate?" He says, "Me? No, I'm not trying to be funny at all. Never, in fact." He said, "Oh, well, you'll be alright going as long as Kenny's vouching for you. You vouching for this fucking goon?"
Yeah. Listen to the goon. Oh, Gladstock, he's a good chum of mine. Makes a
Gladstock.
good
Gladstock.
good plate of meat and onions. He does. It may be one day he'll share it with you.
Oh yeah, a bit of a chef, are you, Gladstock? And
Yeah.
Mr.
You
Mr.
know,
Gladstock
they-
just stands there looking him up and down and says, "Something like that, yes."
They say the way to Canny's heart is through his stomach.
Yeah, fucking right. I remember that. You remember that
Yeah.
time you ate fucking 42 hot dogs in a row? That was glorious.
Oh, yeah, I could do with an hot dog right now.
Well, go on in, get yourself one. I'm sure there'll be no charge for an old friend of the carnival.
Oh, good. Yeah, we might be hanging around a bit this time with any luck. If
Oh,
old
yeah.
Wiley will put us up. Yeah, you had a bit of trouble up, Ive. Need to keep it of a low profile. You know what I mean?
Well, you stay out of sight round here, and yeah, I'm sure you know, as fellas can be trusted in the carnival. Just keep your head down. You know, you never know who's
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
visiting in the evening, do you?
You never know. Yeah. Apart from old slippery Jim around.
Yeah,
He's that fuck.
yeah. He's probably in the. He is in a place, and it's a perfectly good place. He's probably in the bloody chamber. He's been cleaning up in there.
Oh, right, I see. Right, well, nice one, Jack. I think I'll go and get one of these hot dogs.
Oh
I
no.
I do miss the taste of home cooking.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
As I go past, I'm gonna slip each one of the guards 10 thrones each
Okay.
and say, "Mum's a word, pals. Mum's a word."
What you saying about my mum?
You what?
I said, "What you saying about mum?" I'm just fucking with you. Go on. Yeah, cheers for that.
It's alright. It's all
We
right.
ain't seen you, right?
No, just take it as a tip for doing a good job, boss. And obviously,
Of course. Good
I'm
tip.
just gonna. I'm gonna pass him another one of my packs of Irish. Keep up the good work, boys.
Okay. And he takes me and goes, "Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, your new mate's all right in my book, Kenny." And he opens the pack of IO sticks, lights one, offers one to his mate, who just goes. And he's a big man. He's nearly as big as you, Kenny, this guy. But you know him. You know he might be nearly as big as you, but he's not as strong as you.
What's his name, Dave?
His name, and it's a perfectly good name.
Oh, no, that's awful of it. So, the thing is
No, it's
you reap what you
perfectly-
sow as well. You reap what you sow as
Yeah.
well. So, like, it's
As
like,
the
I'll only
player
get it back.
here, as the player here, I like watching you both go back and forth with your name game. That's why I had a bit with you tonight, Dave.
His
Because
name.
both been going back and forth with names. What's the name, Dave? What's the name, Al? What's the name, Dave? What's the name, Al?
Sorry.
His name is Grish. Thank you,
Grish.
Hayden, for that nice little bit you did there to cover up the fact that I was rummaging around trying to get a name.
It's perfect. It's all right.
I think first things first, I'm going to go to the hot dog stand.
Okay, let me change the map. The carnival is in full swing. There's a good few dozen people wandering around the streets, and you can tell from the noise of the crowd that something is underway in there, and that's probably where most of the people are. It's around 11 p.m. It's getting towards the close of carnival time. Traditionally, Canny, this would be the time when you would be warming up, ready to go in and
cool.
keep your
Yeah.
keep your throne, your crown, so to speak, your title.
I'll get a quick hot dog or two in first, and then head off to the big top.
Okay, so you head over to the hot dog stand, which is one of these little buildings down the bottom. Over on the right, there's 3 of them, all numbered 16, I believe.
Mhm.
And there, where's the page? There, at the Sump Dog stand, is Elspeth, who you've met a couple of times, the rest of you that have been before. And she goes, "Oh, Kenny, it's you! Oh, you're back again. I was told you'd left, but, well, it's only a week ago and you've been back twice now."
It feels like a lot longer than that, doesn't it?
Bloody well does.
It does, doesn't it? It's funny how time plays tricks
It's
on the
hard
mind.
to
doesn't it?
believe it's 9 days since Siegfried von Morton and Gaius Mortalis arrived on Decilium. I don't know that. I'm not an Inquisition plant. No, she don't.
It's impossible to believe.
It has.
Oh,
It's
I-
only been 9 in-game days.
I find I've got myself a little bit of an appetite. I must say you're looking very pretty tonight, my dear.
Thank you, Kenny. It's very kind of you to say. And she starts immediately getting you a sump dog together and a worm burger as well. And she lifts them up and goes, "There you go. You eat that. You look like you've lost a little weight, Kenny. Have you not been eating right up there in that
well,
life?"
Yeah, not proper food, not like we get round here in the can, is it? No. Sure, you'll have me back to my old stature in no time.
Oh, you look like you're wasting away. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's starving, yeah?
No. What's the main event then? What's the main event tonight? What's going on? It appears like we've got a bit of a crowd in. What's going on?
Yeah, well, yeah, we've got a new champion. We did have an orc, but a couple of days ago, somebody beat the orc, took its head clean off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who was that then?
Well, I'd hate to spoil the surprise, can you? Maybe you should go see for yourself. Maybe challenge him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I will.
Yeah.
I'm the undisputed champion, you know.
I'll be packing up soon. I'm coming to watch.
Yeah.
Bait.
Not another...
Bait.
It is bait. It is bait. I know. I can sense it.
And you wanted me to go fight the orc? There's no orc.
No.
I'm a champion, which you need to beat.
Okay, so
I've got a feeling I'm in
work
trouble.
Mysterious ways.
He does.
you've got
He
your
certainly does.
you've got your sunk dog and your worm burger, Al. I would like you to make a toughness test as you eat them, please. You pass.
Oh, it tastes like home.
The taste of home. You saliva running down your chin as you drool furiously as you eat this glorious familiar food. And although you have eaten well in the mansion, there's no taste like the taste of home. You regain 1 wound.
Wow. Super
We
food.
like regenerating hot dogs.
It's a unique ability because it's the food you were raised on. you can gain
Okay.
1 wound from eating underhive food.
Awesome. Okay,
This
let's
is
go
Dave's
see
way
what.
of trying to be nicer to you before he sends you into combat.
No, it's nothing like that at all.
Yeah, look, I saw your big smile when I said it.
I've got every trust and faith in.
If I
You
was
can
doing
turn the
it,
camera off, Dave.
if I was doing it to be nice, I would have healed him back up to full wounds. What I'm doing is just going, crumbs, Alan, have the crumbs. Okay,
let's
so
let's see who this so-called champion is then, shall we?
okay, are you all going into the big top?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As you get closer and closer, the crowd are lively. They're roaring, they're cheering. A lot of them seem a bit distracted, but most of them are watching the show. Where is the big top? The finale has always been the gladiatorial pit fighting, and you know, Canny, from experience, it goes on usually from around 10 in the evening till getting on for midnight, usually ending up with a challenger fighting the arena champion, which for many years was you, of course. As you enter tonight, you see that the fight that's currently taking place is definitely not the finale. There's 2 or 3 different fights going on at once, which you know is quite a common thing. And they basically look like hive gang members from various different gangs are settling differences. Because as you know, violence is forbidden in the carnival. It's a neutral ground for people to come. But if various gangs turn up and want to have a scrap, there's no reason they can't do it, as long as everyone else can watch and enjoy. And that's what seems to be happening right now.
Good system.
But a lot of people are, you know, not really paying attention, and these people are probably there waiting for the big fight. You see, there's maybe 300-400 people around watching the carnival on the raised seats, and there's sort of 3 pairs of gangers fighting, and standing just to one side of the arena itself, inside on the outside of the fencing, the crowd side. You see old Wiley McCann, who's just leaning on the side, having a smoke and watching the fight.
Okay, I'll sidle up to him.
Okay.
Is he wearing the fancy suit I got him?
He's wearing the very fancy suit that you got him, yeah, with his black top hat on top, which is still a bit battered and scruffy, but the suit he's got is very nice. And he holds in one hand what looks a bit like a whip, a short whip, and in his other hand is his cigar that he smokes. And he's got quite a few rings, you notice, on his hand, some gold jewellery, some bling that he didn't have the last time you saw him.
That's new requirement,
Yes.
is it?
But he still has the tatty top hat that he's always had.
I'll sidle up to him and say, Wiley, as I live and breathe.
He turns to you and goes, "Well, Kenny, woohoo!" And gives you a pat on the back and says, "Well, boy, look at you all back, and you see you brought your friends again, and a couple of mine seen before. Howdy do all?"
Good evening.
This is my good friend Siegfried and my also good friend Mr. Gaius. And this one here is Mr. G.
Mr. G, a pleasure to meet you all, a pleasure to make your acquaintances. And Gladstock just gives him a nod. Venetta's just stood there. Spring's looking around all wild-eyed, like absolutely fucking high on all the visual and auditory stimulus, and she's like, Jesus, look at this place. This is fucking fantastic. Fucking hell. Can I, I'll see you in a bit. And she just goes running off into the crowd.
You better keep your fucking hands to herself. Right, hey. So yeah, Mr. Wiley, I was hoping I could ask you a bit of a favour, like.
Well, yeah, sure, Kenny. What'll it be?
Well, you see, we've been having a bit of, I went up high for a bit. Been having a bit of trouble up there. Ran into a bit of an argy-bargy. Need somewhere to lay low for a bit of a while. I was wondering if I could have a room somewhere in the carny. Anywhere will do.
Oh, yeah,
House of
well,
Horrors. Even put me up in the House of Horrors if you want.
I mean, if you're welcome to stay wherever you want. Are your friends staying too?
Yeah, I might put them up on the floor or something. Yeah, is that all right with you, Mr. G? You don't mind sleeping on the floor, do you?
Gladstock says, I have no objection whatsoever. Lord Von Morton, how about you?
I'm sure we can make do. It's don't often rough it, but needs must.
Yeah. But yeah, there's nowhere else I'd feel more secure than around here, back in the carny. And my good old pal, old Wiley, my good old owner.
Oh, yeah, I don't know you no more, Canny.
No, you don't. I don't hold that against you.
I never thought of you as a slave. I mean, sure, I paid for you, but we treated you well, and I never stopped you leaving when you wanted to go on little wanders outside the carnival walls. I've always thought of you more as a son, Canny.
Oh, you honour me, Mr. Wiley, and I think you, like the father I never had.
Oh, that's so. And he reaches up and pats you on the back and says, "That's lovely to hear, Kenny. Now, let me see, and he just glances over his shoulder and says, look like this fight's nearly over, boys. I tell you what, I'll introduce the next bout and then we'll go see about sorting you out. How's that?"
Sounds good. Who's this new champion then, eh?
He turns to you and goes, "That's a good one, Kenny. You're funny. I'll be right back." And he goes into the arena as the three gangers have won, and they're playing to the crowd are roaring. One of the guys that they've fought is dead on the floor. The other two aren't dead, but they're not going to be getting up anytime soon. And a few of the carnival workers come in and pick up the bodies and drag the wounded away. Wiley steps into the centre of the ring with his archaic brass vox in his hand. And he stands there at the centre of the arena as the crowd continues to cheer, and he turns and takes in the whole crowd and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the grudge match is over. Now, wasn't that a fight? You all know what time it is. You all know why you came. I can feel the excitement in the air. Do we have anyone in the crowd who wishes to challenge the champion?"
Yes!
Straight away, he looks across and says, "Well, I do declare. An acquaintance of an old friend wishes champion. Enter the ring, boy. Enter the ring."
Get up.
Fucking muppet.
You walk into the ring. He leads you over to the centre and he says, "So, tell me, boy, what's your name?" And he holds out the vox to you.
Gaius Mortalis!
The crowd go roar, and you can hear various cries from the crowd. You can hear, "Go on, Gaius, you can do it!" And, "Oh, another bait, another dead body!" Oh. And then someone else screams, "She's gonna fucking kill him!"
I knew it was going to be Seraph. I just knew.
He turns.
Just wrestle her down.
He turns and looks you in the eye and says, "Good luck, boy. You're gonna need this." And he begins walking away, holds up the vox and says, "Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, will you welcome to the arena our reigning champion, the Bloody Maiden." The crowd roar, fireworks go off, flames begin to fall from the sky as small barrels of promethium are lit and tipped. Patches of the arena floor ignite as Wiley scampers out the gate. A second gate opens, and you turn and face it as a figure walks through. A blade in each hand, her armour black and wet with blood. She only has one leg. She walks with ease. Her hair is fire red. And on one side of her face, she has a plain black skull mask covering the left side of her face. She walks into the arena, takes about 10 paces forward, her blades held ready, and she goes, "For fuck's sake, Gaius, what are you doing here?"
I was just coming for some cheap thrills, and I was not expecting to find you.
She looks down at the blades and says, "You do realise we're going to have to fight? You silly fuck. Didn't Canny ever tell you not to get in the arena?"
Yeah. Just incapacitate me. Don't kill me, all right? And I'll try to do the same for you if I get lucky.
The blades come up. Are you drawing a weapon?
I'm going to pull out my power maul and my shield.
Okay. You pull out the power maul, and as you activate it, Seraph glances at it, and you see a... Is it nerves? Suddenly? She says, "Since when did you have a fucking power maul?"
Well, Kenny's a nice guy and all that.
Right.
That's
She
your
stares
answer.
at you for a moment. Sorry, I'm just trying to think what your... I thought I'd looked at what your rep was with Seraph, but...
I've been pretty good with Seraph. We had a wrestle and all sorts.
And a race through the fucking mansion where you demolished a wall.
And we had an unarmed fight as well, didn't we? But
Yeah.
she was beating on me, but she couldn't hurt me because I was too tough and she's too weak.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
She says, "Go easy on you, please."
Do you want me to change weapon for you, Seraph?
Roll
I
initiative.
can put it on stun.
Roll
I'll
initiative
put it on
as she
stun if you
charges
want.
towards you.
All right, okay. What is it? Just a D10?
D10 plus your agility bonus.
I'll press D10. And my agility bonus is 3, so whatever. I get down to the bottom.
I smell a wager, Canny.
Wager? A wager?
What? I think it's 8. That's pretty good.
Okay then. I'm game for a bit of a
11.
wager.
All
Mr.
right,
Von Morton.
I'm going to put 50 on 50 on Seraph.
Oh,
Burned on Seraph.
I wanted to bet on Seraph. Bugger, go on then. Just a bit of fun, I suppose.
Don't tell Gaius.
No, I'm good at keeping secrets, me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get the
50
friends
on
out.
50 on that fucking pig then, no problem. Actually, fuck it, let's make it through. 100 thrones.
Yeah, okay. I'm a gentleman's bet. Okay.
100 thrones. Come on, guys, don't let me down, you slag. A shout from
I'll do it for you, Kenny. Thanks for the first support. Emperor protects. You're righteous, so am I. Ooh, on this.
Cheers.
We are righteous.
Oh, it's good.
So I bring my shield up to parry straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
What's
happening,
wrong,
Dave?
Siegfried? Haven't got the tin.
I'll get the 100 thrones out and I'll
Yeah.
put it there.
Good,
Sorry,
good.
I'm just... I'll be weird.
I know you was thinking he's going to fight it, Al. Oh, it's just gone. I thought I'd jump in there.
I had to bet against Gaius because it's like, it's Seraph. I don't know about your history things, but she's got a skull mask. She's pretty cool.
Well, Kenny's been baiting me to fight an orc all night.
Yeah.
And he was really up for challenge the champion, and I just thought I'd be able to jump in on his challenge if he didn't get there in time, so that's why I put my hand up.
You know what? I had a funny feeling when Dave said there was a new champion that was Seraph. I just knew.
Oh, very well done. I didn't see that one coming until.
Alan,
No, I
denial
had
of a fight.
feeling. I was like, head clean off him. Get head clean off. It's like not that many superlatively skilled sort of fighters in the hive. Seraph's been missing for a while, and it'd be about time for reintroduce. Logic dictated that it would be Seraph. Terribly sorry, Dave.
It's all right.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry.
Good when you. I mean, I didn't see it coming, so I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that reveal.
So,
Good.
I'm just going to quickly go for a piss before we do this fight. What did you roll for your initiative?
11 in total.
11 in total. Okay.
8 plus 3.
I have no idea how this is going to happen. Or how this is going to pan out, rather. anything could happen. Okay, right. I'll just go for a piss. I'll be 2 minutes.
How wounded are you? Like,
I've
Not
got
as
12
not as
wounds.
wounded as he's going to be.
yeah.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, maybe not.
A
Maybe
wager.
not.
A wager.
Wager!
A wager.
Yeah, look, like
I had
the person
to
who's betting on me is
Oh, you-
really negative.
I have to do a wager.
I'm pointing my screen because you're above me, Alan. It's like I'm pointing up at you, right? I'm out, but you know where we've got my screen set. You're right above me. Johnny's
right.
there, and
Uh-huh.
Dave's there,
I
and you're
see.
there.
Mhm.
So you know, you, Alan.
Why? What have I done? What exactly have I done? I thought
You
you'd.
baited me into this all the time.
Hold on, I specifically told everyone who came here not to enter the arena. I
Then you
specifically
told me to fight an orc.
Like, I can't remember why I got that in my head. I thought you'd offered to fight the orcs.
I did.
Yeah, because
I didn't, and you bait me to try me on my offer just before I went in, and now you got the champions list. I thought I'd deny you of your.
it's so good. To be honest, I'm glad it's you in there instead of me,
I
mate.
know.
Yeah. Me too.
I had
actually
a
have
feeling
more.
that it's not the arena I wanted to get into today. I don't know
To be
why.
fair, I've got a higher toughness and a higher armor rating than you,
Yeah,
so I can actually weather a bit more.
Yeah, certainly do. Yeah,
But I can't do
know
the
how-
same damage output.
We don't know how great it is to have.
It's only,
Kenny's
been,
got a.
it's only been 2 days since Seraph
Oh yeah.
left the mansion, so she's been upgraded. It's not going to be
Great.
working, is it? Because it takes
Yeah.
a few days for things to kick in.
All right.
She's just got her leg that was working when she left. It was almost 100%, and it looks like the way she moves on it now, it's pretty much bedded in.
Yeah.
So I'll roll for Seraph. Where are you, Seraph? What's she got? Does she have? Yep. Wary. So it's +1. And she, 8, 9. She rolled a 4, and she adds 9 to that. She's got lightning reflexes, so she doubles her agility. And she's got wary, which gives her +1.
All right, so Seraph first.
Seraph is first. Seraph charges towards you, and she moves around. No, she doesn't, because that's both of you moving at the same time. She moves around to your right-hand side as she charges towards you, trying to get around the shield. It doesn't change anything in terms of the rules. That's just me narrating the fight. So that is a berserk charge, so it's +30. That is a hit.
Gonna parry.
You're going to parry, so make a parry roll with your shield, which you fail.
I'm gonna re-roll that with my last fate point.
Face point. Also a
Face
fail.
point. Yeah.
She strikes you as she runs around to your right hand side. Her right hand comes out, a sword lashing down. And striking you in the leg. How convenient, the right leg, just as it should be. Just going to make an attack.
Shield.
So 9 damage. What's your armour on your leg?
6.
Okay, so how
Plus
much
what
toughness?
5.
Right, so you take 1 wound. And it is your turn.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, as she slices through your armour, she just turns to you and says, "This was a very silly idea, Gaius."
I love silly. And plus, I think you're real. Plus, I do love the way you move.
Flirting with
You
her
see that?
again.
Yeah,
Did
yeah, I
you see
like
that,
flirting
Kenny?
with Seraph is the only person I've flirted with.
You, yes, but it's not over yet, Siegfried. It's not over yet.
So,
That's one. That's 1-0.
guys will do a
That's 1-0
normal
right there.
attack.
A normal
Plus,
attack. Yep.
yeah.
Honestly, just between you and me, Siegfried, I'd have probably bet on Seraph myself, but yeah, you got in there first, so fair play to you. Blood is in the air.
Well, she is the reigning champion, Kenny. How does that make you? How does that make?
Well, she's proper deadly, that Seraph. I don't know. I've never really had a proper fight with Seraph. But I reckon maybe I'd take her. Maybe, I don't know. She's pretty quick.
A wager.
A wager. A wager.
That is a hit.
To be honest, I'm glad it's Gaius in there and not me.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you, Kenny. It's the most foolish idea to go in.
Terribly foolish. I keep saying, what do I say to everyone? Don't go in the arena, whatever you do. And don't, if anyone actually see Fat Fanny, you don't want to see her.
Fat Fanny.
Oh, I think I have seen it.
Don't eat anything that you've not seen cooked, else you'll get the old carnival belly.
Yeah. So what's that mean, Dave?
Hang on.
Yeah.
Seraph is going to use a fate point. Because my NPCs all burn fate points now. That's how I'm going to do it. As soon as they fail something, then I'm going to use. Oh, it's another fail. Seraph has failed to parry your attack. Roll damage. Where did you hit her anyway? 42. That's in the arm.
Okay. What's my damage? D10 plus stupid. So I'll just roll D10, yeah.
Yeah. So 6 plus your weapon damage plus your strength.
Where's my sheet on there? So I've rolled 6 plus weapon damage is 4 plus strength is 4. So it's a plus 8.
So it's 14. What app is it? It's going to
Up for
yeah, ignores her armor.
Don't kill her.
well, you spoke for a second ago.
I know.
You don't step into the arena if you've got any fears in that
I
department.
don't think Mesmer will be very happy. Wow.
He's beaten down a bit.
Well, Mesmeron's not the one with 100 thrones.
I was still talking to watch charge.
That's true.
Seraph takes the blow to the arm, the left arm, and it slices deep into her bicep through her armor, and she gasps in pain as you do 11 wounds to her. She turns on you and snarls.
So, Seraph, this isn't worth it. You should yield.
Her snarl splits into a grin as she whips up the two blades, and almost too fast for you to track, she lashes out multiple times. Now let me just work this out. She's got Blade Master. She's got 2 weapon wielder. She's got swift attack.
She's got 7 attacks.
No, she hasn't got swift attack. She's got lightning attack. So she can do 3 attacks with 1 weapon, and then an offhand strike as well.
Well, attacks.
However, she has exactly the same sword that she has always got. Swords that she always carries. She doesn't seem to have upgraded her weaponry. When I roll in that, I'm going to roll it in chat so you can see them. So I'm going to roll all 4. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to roll this. It's ambidextrous. It's -10. So the first one's a hit.
Yep.
Do you want to parry or dodge?
I'll parry first one. Might as well. I've got it there. So let's get my sheet up. Roll my weapon skill +10.
Okay, you parry the first attack.
It's a good sign.
The second is a miss. Oh shit, what have I just done? I've just filled the chat box with a load of bollocks. I don't know where that's come from. There we go. Right, so the third attack is also a miss. The fourth attack with the offhand is also a miss.
Fired the right
The
one.
fury of parrying the fucking first attack has caused her to miss her other attacks. However, she does get Blade Master, so she gets to re-roll that last one. Well, she gets to re-roll any of them, but I'm going to make it the last one. Still missed. Okay, your turn.
Oh, bless her. It's a little rolling sock. Right, okay.
Oh, my man struck a good blow there, Siegfried, don't you reckon? Not feeling so confident now, are you, Mr. Morton?
Beginner's luck. Beginner's luck, Kenny. Beginner's luck. It's not over yet.
Normal attack
It's not
again.
it's not over till Fat Fanny's.
Well, that is definitely true. I wonder what I'm going to spend your 100 thrones on. Eh?
I've hit you.
A new face.
So rolling
Good
the
one.
10 damage unless you can dodge or anything near you.
Yeah, she's going to try and dodge you.
Does she get to do all those attacks if she dodges me then? Like,
Does she what, sorry? Yeah, she does. It doesn't sacrifice her reaction now.
Is it too late to change the bet? Change the bet? Old bean?
Fuck off. Not you.
You know how this works. You know how this works, Siegfried. You're a gentleman. Can't change your bets halfway through. That'd be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous.
She nimbly ducks under your second attack. You still have half an action.
What can I do with half an action? What can I do with half an action, Dave?
Well, it just so happens that I've deleted the little list that I'd put for you. Where's that gone? Anyway,
a half aim?
You could do a half aim, yeah, for your next turn. What else could you do?
Save it for dodge parrying.
That's a reaction anyway, that. So.
Yeah, it doesn't cost any actions to dodge a parry.
Oh, does it not? That's what I've been doing. That's why I've not been all out attacking. But hey,
No,
okay.
if you're all out attack, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you,
I wouldn't be able to quick draw a pistol and shoot her.
You could definitely break protocol of the arena if that's what you wanted to do.
Oh no! If that's protocol of arena, that's definitely.
I mean, you won't be able to
fight.
fire the pistol this turn because you've made an attack, but you could draw it.
Oh no! I won't do that. I won't do that.
You could do a feint.
Bad form.
I'll feint.
You could try. That's an attack.
That's it. I've won. Fainted.
Yeah,
I'll feint.
You could basically do a feint or an aim.
I'll do feint.
Yeah. Okay, so it's an opposed weapon skill test.
Guys, what that is? Come on, guys. This is your time to shine. Oh. I don't know the results. Ah! Oh, that's good for me. 2.1 degrees of success for the roll. Oh, yeah!
Your next attack cannot be dodged or parried.
Perfect.
It's her turn. She's going to use lightning attack again. First one hits.
I'll try parry that.
Okay. to pass. Second one hits. I'll do.
Well, I can't dodge it.
I'll do all of them because you've already dodged.
At that moment, I'm going to be like, ah!
Third one hits.
See that, Kenny? You see that?
Yeah, I fucking see
And the
it.
fourth
I
one
fucking
hits.
see it. I've got fucking eyes, haven't I?
That's the style.
So 3 of them hit. So 1d10 plus 6. 3 times.
Once again, Hayden, I'm very sorry for betting against you in an arena fight. It seems to be a bit of a tradition I'm forming. It's just because you've beaten me so many times in arena fights that now I just feel every time I need to bet against you, just a sort of form of revenge.
So the second one,
Where have you hit me?
the second attack hit you in the head.
Second one in the head. Oh, that's less armor actually.
What's your armor
I'm
there?
only on 9. That would give you 6 points of damage on me, so it'd be a total of 9 with 5 and 4 in the head.
Well, hang on. Let's
6.
think about it. What's your actual armor on your head? Because
My armor's 4, but tough is 5, so that's 9.
4,
So you get so you get 6 points of damage there.
1. So I rolled. Hang on. So your armor's 4, right? So you still have 1 on it. So that gets reduced to 14. Minus your toughness of what?
5.
5. So that's 9. That does 9 wounds to you.
How's that? Oh, well, it's got different pain on it. Ooh.
It's because of the change in the reduction of your armor. She's rolled a 15, which gets reduced to 12 by your armor. Oh no, that's not right. 7. You take 7 wounds.
Yep, carry on.
In fact, no, that's not right either. 15, and he gets reduced by. Yeah, that was right. You've done 15 damage. She's got Act 3 on a weapon, so basically you lose 1 wound off the damage from the app. So that's 14 minus toughness 9. I was right.
So 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one hit you somewhere else, though. The second one hit you in the left arm.
That's a shield arm.
Is it? I thought Gaius was left-handed.
Oh, was he? I thought. Wait a second, I'm turning.
Because it was his left. Oh, it's his right. Oh no, which arm has he lost?
His handedness right.
Yeah, so it's the left arm that he's lost, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah. It's the what? He fight. I thought
Yeah, left
he'd lost
arm.
my
Left arm and eye is what he lost. So yeah, it's your shield arm. I've just rolled 20 down like a fucking dickhead. Yeah, so it's your shield arm. So what's your armor?
8.
So 15 becomes 7 minus toughness. So you take another 2 wounds.
Puts me on to 0.
No, that's not right either, is it? It would be for armor 5, so that's 10. 5 wounds.
5 wounds increased. -2.
Book.
The book. To the arm. Deep cuts cause the target to drop whatever was held, and inflicts 1 level of fatigue. So you lose your shield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
No, but that's bad. I'm like, oh, mate.
And the final
Getting a bit out of hand.
The final hit was a 3, so that's 30. So that's in.
That's what I feel bad now for placing a wager on. It's 2 valuable assets to the Imperium, sort of chopping each other to bits. I don't say this, but I sort of just a moment where I'll be conscious and I'm like, 100 throws.
I should kind of go for it.
Honestly, mate, you'd have made shorter work of me, I think.
Yeah.
That's
think
also
so.
in the left
Just
arm.
do a
that
speed. From a speed. as
Oh,
well.
excellent. So that's not much damage.
The arm drops off.
This is the
Robin?
last one, isn't it? So
We'll get you another one.
What are you all? 3, 5,
Uh,
6.
11 for this one.
Oh, that's not enough.
What's your armor 8? So
My armor's 8 plus 5.
so
So
6.
you're not
Minus
there.
toughness. Just takes 1 wound.
Ooh. Right. Okay.
Okay. Which
My
puts you down
attack.
to -3.
I'm going all out attack.
So the shredding attack sends the target screaming in pain. He takes 2 levels of fatigue. And drops whatever it was. He already dropped that. So you're now at 3 levels of fatigue. You're -10 to all your stats.
All right. I'm going all out attack.
Okay. So plus 30 to your weapon skill.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've got one more fate point. I think.
No,
I
you
have.
used your 3rd one, didn't you?
You've used them on frivolous things,
Yeah.
haven't you?
Oh,
Frivolous.
all right.
No fate but what we waste.
As it comes to it, I say I yield.
You make this swing, which fails to connect, and you say, I yield. She leans in as she sweeps forward with a sword and says, don't be fucking stupid, they'll tear you to pieces.
Not a
Okay.
fucking friendly fight in the arena, is it?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm pretty much fucked, and she knows me. So hoping she'd be.
The blade comes forward. You can't parry. You can't dodge, you did an all-out attack. Canny, Siegfried, I'd like you both to make an awareness test, please, at plus 10, side-paced.
I've got heightened senses, so I'll plus 20 for that one.
Okay.
Realised. I've got heightened senses, I'll be. Yeah. Hang on a second. I need to get. Oh, yeah, there it is. Bear with. Just bear with me, I'm a bit slow. Get that anyway. Okay, sorry. 20. Okay.
Okay. You both see from across on the side of the arena, Seraph does this strange motion where she plunges forward with her blade and leans into Gaius at the same time, grabbing his shoulder, and you see the blade quite clearly pass between his arm and his torso, and she grabs his hand, pulling his empty hand down, pinning the blade between his arm and side, and you see her lean in and whisper something. Gaius?
I fall down and pretend to be dead.
I've sent you a message with what she says to you.
Okay. Got to find my phone. Don't know what that is.
Yeah!
I don't know where my phone is, Dave.
It don't matter, don't worry about it. Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah!
Gaius falls to the floor.
Got the tin, Kenny. Got the tin.
Seraph follows him, still holding onto the sword to make sure it doesn't drop. Then whips it out, and you feel it nick your armour slightly as she pulls it back. And she just stands, one foot on your chest, the blade in the air, and there is blood on it, because it's the blade she already struck you with. The crowd go wild, begin shouting and screaming. Mostly you hear them screaming about the bloody maiden, and there's a bit of a chant going around, the maiden, maiden, maiden. But you do hear here and there in the crowd, a few people chanting the name Seraph. Old Wiley McCann steps back into the arena. He gets his little vox out and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, well, if that weren't a short-lived fight, that man looked like a tin can, did he not? He should have known better than to stand up against the undefeated champion, the returning of the dancer of death, Seraph, the bloody maiden." The crowd go wild once more.
I'm gonna cheer for her.
Seraph.
Even though I've lost 100
I'll,
rounds.
Okay.
I'll cheer as well. And then I'll cheer and I'll just turn to Callie Alice.
It's basically okay. Yeah, I'm a man of my word. I fucking pay my fucking. I pay my way. I take out 100 thrones. I'm gonna hand it over to Siegfried.
And as he's doing it, I'll just shake his hand as he does it with two hands. I'm like, a pleasure, Callie.
Yeah, well, it should have had better odds on that, to be honest. But never mind.
Well,
Oh well.
it is.
Oh,
what it is.
easy come, easy go.
That's it.
I didn't forget it too bad. I knocked left wounds off her.
If you'd have hit her
You
again,
fucking
she'd
lost
probably
me
been
100
fucked.
thrones.
If I hit her again, she would have been dead.
Quick, let's go and loot Gaius. Before
She,
anything else goes. No, I'm joking.
Seraph leans in to old Wiley McCann, whispers something in his ear, and he looks at her with a bit of a look of shock and horror on his face, and he whispers something back, and she laughs, shakes her head, and just walks off. Wiley McCann beckons two of his carnies across, whispers in their ears, and they look a bit confused at each other, and then they go and pick up Gaius and began following Seraph.
I'm going to pretend to be dead while all this is happening.
Okay, old Wiley McCann says, "Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure. Come back tomorrow night. Every night is a fun time at the Carnival of Catastrophe. See you all later." Okay, get the fuck out of it. You just hear him start to mutter something as he wanders off, and he picks up Gaius's mace and shield and heads off after Seraph and the corpse bearers. What would the rest of you like to do?
Would like to go for a slash.
I didn't drop my mace and shield.
Your shield was knocked out of your hand.
Oh, well,
And
my mace.
I'm assuming that you let go of your mace when you were playing dead, because it'd have been a bit weird if you were still holding it as your dead body was being carried off.
Okay.
He's coming after you with it anyway. He's bringing it after you.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can help patch him up because.
It's just the fact that, like, some sort of, like, carnival goers picked up my stuff.
He's not Carnival goer. He's the ringmaster.
Yeah, that's worse. Chief thief. It's in a carnival catastrophe. I don't trust him. His name's not 100%
Well, if
right.
you're playing dead, you wouldn't have seen him do it anyway.
Yeah. I'm playing dead.
Yeah. Right, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Well, that was an easy 100 thrones, mate.
What do you mean? I did some real damage to her. I'd only taken one hit before then.
Yeah, no, you did. I know you did. I actually thought you would beat it, and I was going to lose 100 thrones.
Well,
I
when I
was
did
like,
the first hit, it took off 11 wounds. It's quite drastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I just walked downstairs and Leanne's watching Come Dine With Me, and I just walked in to hear the narrator say, as this very, very camp man was arranging clothes on a mannequin, said, "When he's not working as a dressmaker, Andrew is a keen bell ringer." He stood there sewing this dress going,
Yeah, my co-op is called
That is
Andrew
genius.
and he rings bells. Maybe it's him.
All right, maybe it is. Right, so, Canny, Siegfried, what would you like to do?
Say Siegfried, I'm gonna say, follow me. Come on. It's
All right.
I'm gonna head off and try and follow these guys backstage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to as well. Because I want to see if I can help patch him up.
So you
Don't do him any favors. Fucking lost me 100 thrones, didn't he?
Fuck you, Canny.
Yeah,
Fuck
we did agree,
you.
Canny. We did agree that you wouldn't tell him that. I'd best.
Yeah, we did agree, didn't we? I won't tell him. I
Yeah.
won't tell him nothing.
Good lad.
Canny knows when to keep quiet.
Good lad.
I'll just have to call him a cunt for something else instead.
So,
I'll offer Canny an IO stick. I'm like,
I'll take it.
all's fair in love and war.
Oh, well, easy calm.
okay.
Is it? Can't take it with you, can you?
You certainly can't.
You head backstage through the familiar corridors and down into the bowels of the big top, following in the wake of Wiley McCann, who in turn follows Gaius, who follows Seraph. After a few minutes, Gaius, you're placed down on a hard, cold surface, and you hear a voice say, "You absolute fucking idiot, Gaius. What on earth made you think coming here and fighting me was a good idea? If Mesmeron wants me that bad, why didn't she come herself?"
We weren't actually looking for you, but Seraph wasn't looking for you, to be fair, at the time.
What do you
Not
mean?
what you should tell her.
What do you mean you weren't looking for me?
Well, it was part of our mandate, but it wasn't the reason I was in the arena.
Call it a bonus objective.
You're not there yet.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the reason I was in the arena. I just kind of goaded me to fight an orc all day, and then
Do I look like a fucking orc to you?
yeah, but you're someone who beat an orc. I didn't know your name. I thought, fuck it, let's have a go. I'd just beaten some sort of demon of chaos the day before. I felt pretty hyped about my skills, but until you came along and beat shit out of me, I know I need to work on that.
You fought a demon.
Yes, demon
Where?
in the mansion. It
In the mansion.
materialized because something went wrong with Trantia, and when she tried to do something, wasn't sure. It's all a bit blurry across the corridor. But yeah, I think it happened from that. I guess it was fucked up. I killed it. I felt quite proud about it. I thought, yeah, I could take an orc now. And it seems you beat the orc. I thought, I'll fight you. I didn't know it was you.
She says, "Bloody witch. I told Antonia. I told her she was dangerous. She didn't listen. She never listens to anyone." Well, and she takes her mask off and puts it on the side. You realise that the room you're in is basically like a sleeping quarters, similar to where you first met Canny. But it's a little grim. Canny's was quite nicely decorated. It had a few comforts of home and things like that, but this isn't the same as Canny's. This is a very barren, almost like a cell, but she's not locked in. She says,
Get a look at.
she takes her swords off on her belt, sticks it in a corner, opens a drawer, and pulls out a Vox unit. And with that, Wiley, standing in the corner, says, "Miss Seraph, are you going to be needing the sawbones?" She looks at her damage on her arm and says, Yes, that might be a good idea, Wiley." He says, I'll go fetch you." She looks at you guys laid there, blood all over the place, your arm. You can't make a fist, you can't rip anything. There's blood dripping all over her bed.
I'm just gonna smile at it and go, I really enjoyed that stuff.
She
It
says,
was really good.
"Are you just going to bleed all over my bed?"
Well, you put me here.
She glances back out the door at where Wiley McCann's disappearing. She says, "Should have bloody well killed you. If anyone finds out that we faked your death, there'll be hell on. These people will go insane." About this time, Wiley McCann walks past Canny, Mr. Gladstock, and Siegfried, and Spring's gone. Vanetta's there as well, sorry. And Wyman McCallum walks past and says, hi folks, how's it all going? And he doesn't really seem to be paying any attention to you. He's just running off as quick as he can. Back in the room, what were you going to say to Seraph, sorry?
Gone. Don't matter.
Sorry. The rest of you arrive at the room. The door's still open. And you see Gaius on the bed talking to Seraph. Seraph's having a right go. And as she sees you enter, she turns and you all see very clearly the left side of her face with the mask off, the half of a 8-pointed star across her face. And she sees you all and sees Gladstock and says, I see you brought the whole gang.
I'm gonna rush to her and give her a big sweaty hug.
She does not resist your big sweaty hug. She says, hello, Kenny. It's nice to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you, laugh. I had a feeling you might come back here. It's what we always do when we're in trouble. Always come back to our safe home, don't we?
That's not why I'm here.
Why are you here then?
Because I'm going to earn a lot of thrones and then I'm fucking leaving this planet.
You what?
You
What do you mean
heard?
you're leaving the planet?
I'm going elsewhere, Kenny. There's other worlds out there. Ones where Antonia Mesmeron isn't running around.
Oh, come on now. I'm sure this will all blow over. You don't need to do that. She still likes you. You know that. You like her.
She can fuck off, Kenny. She's been manipulating me for years. Gladstock too. She's probably manipulating all of you lot as well. You haven't even got the common sense to figure it out amongst you.
Well, that's Inquisitors for you, isn't it? It's in the blood.
Make a fellowship test, please. It can be charm or anything like that, if you've got anything like that.
Yeah, we'll go for a charm.
A charm.
Why not?
The old scum charm. I like how it's not called rogue, it's called scum.
Good.
What did you say to her again?
Oh, that's a good question. I said to her, she's an Inquisitor, isn't she? It's
Oh,
like this manipulation is in her blood.
She says, yes, you're absolutely right. It is in her blood. She'll never change. Well, I can, and I'm leaving. I want nothing more to do with that blasted institution, or any of the members of it. Except possibly yourself, Kenny.
Well, yeah, obviously I'll be sad to see you leave, sad to see you go. It's going to be a bit awkward now, actually, because I was hoping to move us back into the carnival for a little while. You see, so she Miss Mesmeron, she might be, a bit more, local to you now, I suppose.
What? Mesmeron's coming here? Why?
Well, you see, we had this was my idea. You see, I mean, the problem is we got attacked, didn't we? Some fucking lord, what's his name? Lord Eldon?
Yeah.
Lord Elrond?
Mm-hmm.
Lord Elrond, he raided the mansion, came in there about 20 fucking men. Then a fucking demon came in from nowhere. It all went to shit. Fucking half of the team are fucking injured. We need you back, Seraph. Anyways, yeah, so I thought we'd have to move the mansion, because otherwise we might get raided a second time. So I thought, where better to go than the carnival?
There was I mean, Gaius said there was a demon, but I didn't believe him.
Yeah, not the good type either.
Is there a good type?
Yeah, no, forget about it.
He says, this is exactly my point, Kenny. That house is supposed to be secure, and her meddling has let people inside and a fucking demon loose. A demon shouldn't be able to get into that house. I told her about that fucking whore. She should have been burnt at the stake.
Oh, what you mean, no? Well, don't speak that way about Tro. I mean, she's all right. She's got some balls.
She's got balls, but she's a fucking idiot. Did you see her in that fight against Holfain's men, running across the bridge like she was you?
Yeah. Well, honestly, I found that quite endearing. Trying to fight at my side and keep up.
So did the demon kill her then?
Well, it had a good go. She might well be dead soon. I don't know. Last time I saw her, she was clinging on.
Well,
I think she might have been saved by a twist of fate.
well, she's a bitch, but I don't wish her dead. I hope she pulls through.
Yeah, well, look, you can't go, Seth. We need you. We need you more than ever now.
Absolutely.
I'll miss you.
Absolutely no chance, can he? Make another fellowship test, please.
Okay, I'll use a fate point.
Okay. Pass.
I'm gonna just chime up in the background, like, we do need Giraffe.
Can you make a fellowship test for me, please, as well, Johnny?
Yeah.
It'll have a -10 to it.
I'm just going to turn on the rap and say, I got the shit beat out of me because I like you.
Yeah. That's probably why you got the shit beaten out of you, Hayden, though, let's be honest.
No. You gotta say it like that.
Gaius,
What?
make fellowship test at -10. Same as Johnny.
Oh, nearly.
Far off.
Okay. Okay. She says, "Look, I've got nothing against you two. Von Morton, I mean, I'm glad to see you're alive. You were my choice. Gaius, nothing personal. Canny, if it was just you coming back, I would happily stay here. But I can't bear to be around her anymore. It's just... It makes me so angry, and I've been so close to losing control before." Gladstock steps forward and says, "Well, Miss Seraph, we may be..." Why is he talking like Madame? Says, "Well, Miss Seraph, maybe we can help you with that." And she looks at Gladstock and says,
Yeah, I've got some Obscura.
says to Gladstock, "You brought the fucking orb down here, didn't you?" And Gladstock says, No, my dear, I didn't, as a matter of fact. It's still in the mansion." Miss Raff looks a bit confused by this and says, "You know, that's rather weird, don't you, Gladstock? That you're being like this." Gladstock says, "Yes, I am very much aware, Miss Seraph."
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll do as you like. You'll do as you like, Seraph. How many thrones do you reckon you need then to get off world?
Well, let's see. There's the documentation, the rite of passage, the blessings. There's also the cost of the transport itself, and birth and food. I estimate probably in the region of 50 to 60,000 thrones.
Fucking hell, that's a lot of arena fights.
Yes.
Anyway, I've got 500 here. You could have if you wanted.
No, Canning. I won't take your money.
I'll pull the money out and I'll push it upon her.
Okay.
I would have had a bit more, but I seem to have lost 100 somewhere.
All right. Anyone else saying anything to anyone else?
I'm just healing.
Great. Doctor.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so like we're gonna set up somewhere around here. So if you do happen to see Mesmer around, please don't get in any fights with me. You know, it's just let's all be friendly, you know. And I'll see if I can get you some more thrones to help you get off world.
Just keep quiet and keep her away. I doubt she wants to return here anyway. That's all I ask.
She won't have much choice.
What do you mean she won't have much choice?
Well, I brought the Munchin down here, didn't we?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Kenny. Right, well, look. If you know she's going to leave the mansion, give me a call, will you? And I'll stay out of the way.
Right, I'll do that. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
You still like your combi, Seraph?
She does. She points at her ear.
Yeah.
Still working. Over.
I'm stood right next to you, Kenny.
I
Roger.
might be a bit choppy
Over and out.
because I'm using the Wi-Fi.
All right. The doctor arrives. Guys, he doesn't look like any medical personnel you've seen before. He's human. He appears to be a purebred human, but he's not wearing the familiar white
Purebred.
robes. Yeah, as in he's not a mutant like some of the carnival goers, some of the carnival workers are.
Oh, I see, I see.
And he comes over with his little bag, opens it up, and says, "You get that armor off, boy, on your arm."
Yeah.
Okay, so you struggle to get it off. It's kind of a bit mangled, and Vanetta comes over and produces some spanners and starts adjusting screws and bolts and manages to basically remove the armour from your arm. It's quite heavily damaged, and she slips it into a bag and says, "Yeah, oh no, repair the armour."
Thank you very much, Vanessa.
Yeah, no worries. The doc comes over and looks at you.
Yeah.
He basically, after a few minutes of cleaning the wounds on your arm, the slices out of your arm and in your calf, he basically does little more than crudely stitch them up. You only heal 2 wounds.
Ooh.
Can I assist in that? So I've got Medicaid.
You can. That would make it 3 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Siegfried.
Okay, it's the least I can do.
Can I join in for an extra +1?
No, you wouldn't get any more pluses.
I'd have Medicaid for a start anyway. I'm going
Thanks,
to.
Siegfried.
Vanetta does, but it just basically gives a +10 if anyone assists.
I'm on 1 wound.
I'm going to say to guys, I said, I thought I fucking told you, golden rule, don't go in the fucking arena. I said to you as soon as you came in, I said, don't go in the fucking arena. Don't eat anything that hasn't been cooked, and don't speak to Fat Fanny. Fucking three simple things.
And guys fall asleep for a little bit.
Okay.
Totally exhausted, but still want to be a little bit defiant that it's still alive.
To be honest, I'm just glad it's you and not me, because I think she'd have made shorter work out of me, if I'm being honest. So.
I'm going to take I'm going to take the Decilium and Amasac out backpack, and I'm just going to put it next to Gaius, so you can have that, Gaius. When you wake up, you might need it.
Oh, anyway, I'm going to go find us a new home. I've got just the place.
Okay. Wiley is...
Good work, Kenny.
Well, I have arranged a place for you, Kenny.
Oh, yeah? Where's that? Oh.
Just out the back, where the other folks are. And you know that out the back of the carnival there are lots of little lean-tos and huts, basically small dwellings.
Okay.
They're little more than little sort of shanty huts.
Okay, I'll go check out what he's got in there.
Okay. So he leads you. Is anyone else going?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll follow.
Well,
I've left
I'll do what I need to
Decilium
stay up.
Amasac with you. You've got some Amasac on your next to you, guys, when you wake up.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping, won't I?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Vanetta follows you, Canny, as Wiley leads you out the back. Gladstock comes along as well. Do you see you're going, Siegfried?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Praxis is going.
Praxis isn't there,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately. This little living area looks a little bit like this.
Okay.
There are more people than that on there, but that's for... sorry, there are less people on there. That's for daylight. It's currently night time. There's no one on the streets, except there's one guy, a mutant, with... His ear is sort of one ear's here and one's here. They're sort of opposite sides of the head, but they're moved round almost 90 degrees. And he's just stood in the corner having a smoke, and he just looks at you. Canny, you recognise this chap. His name is... Where have I put that bit of paper?
Beautiful villager.
His name is Strang.
Strang. Hey up, Strang. Long time. Oh, it's only been a week. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Strang name.
He goes,
It's a Strang name.
right, Kenny. It's good to see you again, mate. How you doing?
All the better for seeing you, Strang. What's the word on the street?
Well, you know me, Kenny. His ears sort of pushed his mouth round to one side. He goes, you know me, Kenny. I like to keep my ear to the ground. I like to, keep an eye on an ear on what's going on. Listening for people talking behind my back as well.
I've heard these jokes 20 million times already, but I'm gonna laugh wholeheartedly at them again.
He says, I just, I heard the new champions won again tonight.
Yeah, I lost fucking 100 thrones on that fucking hell.
You bet against Seraph.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't have much choice, so yeah, the other guy got in there first, didn't he?
Well, now you're back. Are you going to let her challenge you? Because you're technically the champion, right?
Well, you see, I've got another employer now. I've got another employee. You see, I wouldn't want to break my oath to my employer.
Oh,
See, so but I wouldn't go in the arena again. It would be be breaking my oath. I would think. I'm no oath breaker.
Yeah, well, I heard you. You never broken no oath, and I also heard that you had a new employer. Old Wiley sold you. Is it right? What we're saying?
What's he saying? What did he say? Who said what?
That he sold you for 100,000 phones. Is that true?
You what? How much?
Well, that's the rumour.
100,000. Who told you that?
Well, Big Kev told me,
hell.
and I think his sister Cerise, she maybe told him, and she probably heard it when she was up in the fucking in the lighting tower one night talking to fucking Slimy Bob or something like that.
Slimy Bob.
Good old Bob. Yeah, he's all right if you can get past the slime, but. Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't involved in the old business negotiations, so I don't know what my price was. But yeah, I mean, I'm worth 100,000 thrones, aren't I? I'm worth twice that.
Well, fucking hell, if it's true, somewhere in the carnival, there's a fucking mountain of thrones.
Yeah, think about that. We could be rich.
We could, couldn't we?
Yeah. We could be rich.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Old Wiley, he'd never just sit there and let
Well,
someone take it.
They don't call him Old Wiley for nothing, do they?
No, he'll have it in the way somewhere, won't he?
Yeah. We could make him talk. No. I've got other objectives now. I don't need to concern myself with. Oh, why he's like a father to me.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Yeah.
It's like a father to me. I don't know. Yeah.
I'd never rob for him or hurt him.
Of course I wouldn't.
I'd definitely not creep into his room at night and slit his throat after I'd interrogated him as to where all his money was. I'd never do nothing like that. No.
Yeah, glad to hear it. Strang.
Definitely not. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like I know the exact layout of all his bedroom window in relation to the bed or anything like that. That'd just be weird, wouldn't it? I don't know.
That would be a bit weird, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Does Strang partake?
Strang does partake.
I'll pull out my Obscura pipe and share a pipe with him.
Okay.
Anyway, Strang, I need you to keep an eye in there on the ground for me. I need to make sure, like, if anyone comes around asking about me or any of my friends, you need to let me know. You do that for me, wouldn't you? You're a good friend, aren't you, Strang?
He looks over at the rest of you and goes, "Yeah. I could do that. I could keep an eye out and an ear to the ground on your behalf."
Good. I really must go see Cell soon. I miss his conversation.
That little cunt, he's been a fucking right little knob lately.
Isn't he just?
He's just fucking nicking people's stuff and then trying to sell it in Baz's fucking shop, innit? Daft little cunt.
So anyway, where's my new home then?
Wiley
says... Oh yeah, Wiley's here, is he? I mean, we've just been talking about robbing him. He's actually just there, isn't he?
Yeah. It's just...
Awkward.
No, I'm sure that hasn't happened.
No, he was a little way ahead, waiting for you by this building.
Make more sense. Okay, so yeah, I'll head off over. So yeah, nice to speak to you again, Strang.
He says, "Yeah, Kenny, you take care. We'll see you later."
Yeah, we'll talk again soon.
Okay, right. So the building they've got you, it's actually one of the large buildings, and you know, Kenny, that this building used to belong to a family of mutants that lived here. They have some livestock. O'Reilly says, "Now you don't worry about them there beetles. I'm gonna get them moved." There's a pen with what look like pigs, but are actually beetles. They're just sort of chittering away in this pen out the back of the building. You see, it is quite a sizable building compared to many around here, and this is your home that Wiley is giving you for now.
Oh, cheers, Wiley. Cheers. Yeah. I mean, you don't need to worry. I mean, the good eating on these beetles. Yeah, we can always leave them here.
Yep. He says, "Well, if you don't mind the smell, and you don't mind the noises of them, getting down to it in the night, then I'll leave them there. But it's no trouble to move them for you."
No, leave them there. It'll be a handy snack if we ever get hungry.
Chowing down.
Beetlejuice.
Cheers. Yeah, and I find the sounds of them copulating quite relaxing.
That's not all weird.
Helps you get to sleep, doesn't it? The sound of the beetle.
The beetle horn.
The beetle livestock getting to it.
I was on Skyrim the other day, and I went into the Helder's bunkhouse in Riften. And if you look at a bed, she's got handcuffs and everything on her bed. If you look under a bed, she's got leather strips and a hawker tusk. Fucking hawker tusk. And if you look at her bed sheet, she's got the Argonian maid. If
The
you know
lusty
Skyrim,
Argonian.
Yeah. Volume 1 and 2. And on the front desk, she's got like hawker attacks. It's just like, oh no. And then you do mission because she's been pimping herself out to different men.
Nice.
And they've all got a mark of Dibella on her, and you got to give them all back. So she's like, stops her Dibella ways. Oh, I was pissed myself through the whole mission. I stumbled on it the other day, and I was like, what? I just can't convince all these people or pickpocket them out of stuff. It's quite good. Anyway, sorry, Skyrim.
So we've got, so there's three external doors. The white ones are the doors, right?
Yeah.
So I guess we'll put the mansion in, there we go, that room there. You see that?
Yeah, the square one.
Yeah, the square one on the left there, Mel.
This one here that I've put.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll put the mansion against this door here.
Against the door. Okay.
As in, yeah, so if you're coming into this room, like...
Can't we do it into a closet or something?
I don't see a closet, apart from there's only the bog, really, and I thought that'd be... I mean, this room's got no other exits, like, so...
The toilet would be perfect.
We're not putting the mansion in a toilet.
They'll never be in the toilet. Okay, so you place the mansion, and Gladstock assists you. He shows you where to place these devices at the bottom corners and the top corners, facing inwards, and these graceful, curved, sort of round nubs as you place them against the wood of the door. You see blades come out and they slide in and pin themselves in place.
Excellent.
Gladstock says, "That's it, Kenny. That's how you do it. Simple. Now," and he stands, looking at his wristwatch. Anyone like to do anything?
He does. He stands. He looks at his wristwatch.
Yes.
I thought he was about to say something. He was like, "Now."
Is it time to get back to the mansion, Gladstock?
Carries on watching his wristwatch.
I'll light a low stick.
Okay. After about a minute, he goes, right, in we go. Opens the door, pushes open the door in this dilapidated lean-to building, and inside is the foyer of the mansion. Jeeves trundles past, a little lopsided. Wires hanging out of his back, one arm still missing from where it got shot off, leaving a trail of oil as he goes. And he goes, well, he doesn't. Gladstock says, it's good to be home, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking.
And steps inside.
Yeah, okay, let's head back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 25 to 11. I've got work in the morning. I think Johnny has as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, so as you step back inside the mansion, close the door behind you, you can't help thinking you've maybe forgotten something or someone.
Gaius.
Gaius, still
I know
asleep in
I know who
Seraph's
we've got.
Hey, I'm not asleep.
He
We've
was.
forgotten. We've
Oh,
forgotten
yeah, no,
Spring
I
is
was
who we've
thinking
forgotten. She's still in the
Spring's not
fucking
there
booth.
as well, but Gaius isn't there either. Gaius went to sleep
Oh,
in
right.
Seraph's room.
Oh yeah, no, we did let Spring out of the boot, didn't we? No, I
Yeah.
thought we'd left her in the boot for
No,
a second.
Spring went running off into the crowd somewhere, and that was the last you saw of her.
I'm still in the room. Then I'm gonna have to get a disguise when I get out of there. Aren't
Guys can look
I?
after himself.
Dress down.
You currently haven't got any armour on your left arm and your right leg.
Oh,
You might have
Bless.
to like strip off the armor just while you're down here, because you're wearing a helmet and stuff as well. It's like so that might be a good way to do it.
why did I say yes? But I can't help myself sometimes. I'll do it.
Because
you love the
glory.
You couldn't help yourself. You were like, you didn't even. There wasn't even any hesitation. You were like, as soon as you had the chance, me.
I know.
I'll do it.
I could feel it coming, and I kind of wanted to get in there after you begged me up for the orc.
Yeah. Well, rather you than me, buddy.